The tale of the Whispering Willow. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills and dense forests, there was a legend about a magical tree known as the Whispering Willow. This tree was said to possess the power to grant the deepest desires of those pure of heart, but only if they could find it deep within the forest where it grew, hidden from all but the bravest souls. In this village lived a young girl named Lila. She was known for her kindness and her unshakable belief in the magic of the world. Lila lived with her grandmother, who often told her stories of the Whispering Willow and the many wonders that awaited those who could find it. One day, as Lila and her grandmother sat by the fire, her grandmother told her about the Whispering Willow's most precious gift, the ability to bring back lost loved ones, if the seeker's heart was pure and their intentions noble. "Grandmother," Lila asked softly, "do you think the Whispering Willow could bring back my parents?" Lila's parents had passed away when she was very young, and though she had grown up with love and care, she often dreamed of seeing them again. Her grandmother looked at her with gentle eyes. "The Whispering Willow can do many things, my dear. But it is not the power of the tree alone, it is the love in your heart that truly matters. If you believe strongly enough, and your wish is pure, perhaps the tree will answer you." That night, as Lila lay in bed, she made up her mind. She would find the Whispering Willow and ask for her parents to return. With her heart full of hope, she set out early the next morning, leaving a note for her grandmother so she wouldn't worry. Lila journeyed into the forest, following the stories her grandmother had told her. She walked for hours, the trees growing taller and the forest denser as she went deeper. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, casting dancing shadows on the ground, and the sounds of the village faded into the distance. As she ventured further, Lila began to hear a soft whispering carried on the wind. The whispers seemed to call her name, guiding her deeper into the forest. She followed the sound, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Lila came to a small clearing. In the center of the clearing stood the most magnificent tree she had ever seen. Its trunk was wide and ancient, with bark that shimmered in the light. Its branches stretched high into the sky, and its leaves, a deep, vibrant green, rustled softly, as if whispering secrets to the wind. Lila knew at once that she had found the Whispering Willow. She approached the tree cautiously, her heart full of hope. "Great Whispering Willow," she called out, her voice trembling slightly, "I have come to ask for a wish. Please, if it is within your power, bring back my parents. I miss them so much." The tree's leaves rustled more loudly, and the whispers grew stronger. Lila listened closely and realized that the whispers were forming words. "Lila, brave and kind," the tree whispered, its voice as soft as a breeze, "your heart is pure, and your wish is full of love. But be warned, young one, that the gift you seek comes with a price. Are you willing to give up something precious to you in exchange?" Lila hesitated. She had nothing of great value, only the love in her heart and the memories of her parents. But she knew that she would give anything to see them again. "Yes," she replied firmly. "I am willing." The Whispering Willow's branches swayed, and its leaves shimmered with a gentle light. "Very well, Lila. For your parents to return, you must give up your memories of them. You will no longer remember the time you spent together, but they will live again." Lila felt a pang in her heart. To forget her parents, even if it meant they would be alive again, was a difficult choice. She closed her eyes and thought of her grandmother's words. It was not the power of the tree alone, but the love in her heart that mattered. After a long moment, Lila opened her eyes. "I will do it," she said, her voice steady. "If it means they can live and be happy again, I will give up my memories." The Whispering Willow's leaves rustled once more, and a soft light enveloped Lila. She felt a warm, comforting sensation, as if a gentle hand were guiding her. The memories of her parents, their faces, their voices, the times they had shared, began to fade, replaced by a sense of peace. When the light faded, Lila found herself standing alone in the clearing. The Whispering Willow was still there, its leaves whispering softly, but something had changed. She no longer felt the ache of loss, only a gentle calm. Suddenly, she heard voices behind her. Turning around, Lila saw two figures approaching from the edge of the clearing, a man and a woman, both with kind eyes and warm smiles. Though she didn't recognize them, something deep inside her told her that these were the people she had wished for. "Lila," the woman said softly, her voice full of love. "It's time to go home." Without hesitation, Lila ran to them, feeling a sense of belonging she couldn't quite explain. As they walked back through the forest together, the sun began to set, casting a golden glow over the trees. Though Lila's memories were gone, her heart was full, and she knew that she had made the right choice. When they reached the village, Lila's grandmother was waiting for them. Tears of joy filled her eyes as she embraced the two strangers, knowing that her granddaughter's wish had been granted. From that day on, Lila lived happily with her new family. The Whispering Willow continued to stand in the forest, waiting for the next pure-hearted soul to find it. And though Lila no longer remembered her parents, the love in her heart remained, a testament to the sacrifice she had made. And so, the village continued to thrive, with the legend of the Whispering Willow passed down through the generations, reminding all who heard it that true magic lies not in the granting of wishes, but in the love and selflessness that makes those wishes possible. And they all lived happily ever after. I hope you enjoyed this fairy tale. In a quaint village nestled between lush hills and shimmering streams, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Elara. She was known for her curious spirit and unyielding kindness. One crisp autumn morning, as she walked through the forest gathering wildflowers, she stumbled upon a hidden glen bathed in golden light. At the heart of the glen stood an old, gnarled oak tree with a peculiar lantern hanging from one of its branches. The lantern was covered in intricate vines and glowing softly with an otherworldly light. Elara's curiosity piqued, and she gently reached out to touch the lantern. The moment her fingers brushed against it, the light flared brightly, and a figure emerged, a graceful, ethereal woman in a flowing gown. "I am Seraphina, the guardian of the lantern," the figure introduced herself with a warm smile. "For centuries, this lantern has been a beacon of hope, guiding lost souls and granting wishes to those with pure hearts. You have freed me from my eternal slumber. In gratitude, I will grant you one wish." Elara was taken aback but quickly collected her thoughts. She had always dreamed of helping her village thrive, for many of its people were struggling through harsh winters and bountiful crops were scarce. "I wish for my village to prosper, for everyone to have enough food, warmth, and happiness." Seraphina's eyes sparkled with approval. "A selfless wish indeed. But remember, true prosperity comes not only from abundance but from unity and kindness." With a graceful gesture, Seraphina touched the lantern, and a warm breeze swept through the glen. The light from the lantern spread across the village, touching every home, every field, and every heart. When Elara returned to the village, she was amazed to see it transformed. The fields were lush with golden crops, the wells brimmed with crystal-clear water, and the once quiet homes were filled with laughter and joy. News of their newfound prosperity spread quickly, and the village began to flourish like never before. But the true magic wasn't just in the wealth that appeared, it was in the way the villagers had come together. They shared their blessings, helping each other with the harvests, supporting those in need, and celebrating their newfound unity. Months passed, and the village continued to thrive. Elara never forgot the glowing lantern and Seraphina's words. She became a beacon of kindness and wisdom herself, reminding everyone of the importance of generosity and cooperation. One day, as Elara walked through the forest, she returned to the hidden glen, hoping to express her gratitude to the guardian. However, the lantern and the magical glen had vanished, leaving behind only the whisper of the wind and the rustling of the leaves. But Elara knew that the true magic of the lantern was in the hearts of the villagers. The prosperity they enjoyed was a reflection of their unity and compassion. As the years went by, the village became a legend, a place where the story of the enchanted lantern inspired many to believe in the power of kindness and the magic of a selfless wish. And so, the tale of the enchanted lantern lived on, reminding all who heard it that sometimes the greatest magic of all comes not from the wonders we see, but from the goodness we share. Once upon a time, in a kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and enchanted forests, there was a bustling village named Fernwood. Fernwood was known for its vibrant gardens, warm-hearted people, and the mysterious moonlit grove at the edge of the village. The grove was said to be a place of magic and wonder, visited only when the moon was full. In Fernwood lived a kind-hearted girl named Ilara. Ilara was known for her love of animals and her curiosity about the world. Every month, on the night of the full moon, she would visit the moonlit grove, hoping to uncover its secrets. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Ilara ventured into the grove, guided by its soft, silver light. As she wandered among the ancient trees, she noticed a faint, melodious tune coming from deep within the grove. Following the music, she discovered a hidden clearing bathed in moonlight. In the center of the clearing was a beautiful, glowing pond. Around the pond danced tiny, ethereal fairies whose wings sparkled like diamonds. At the edge of the pond, on a grand stone pedestal, was a magnificent crystal known as the Moonstone. Its light was mesmerizing, casting gentle reflections across the water. As Ilara approached the Moonstone, a soft, musical voice spoke from the pond. "Welcome, Ilara. You have been chosen for a special task." Ilara looked around in awe. "Who are you? How do you know my name?" The voice responded, "I am the guardian of the Moonstone. The Moonstone holds the power to protect our world from encroaching darkness, but its magic has begun to fade. To restore its power, you must embark on a journey to find the lost fragments of the Moonstone scattered across the kingdom." Ilara felt a surge of excitement and determination. "I will find the fragments and restore the Moonstone's magic." The guardian nodded. "Your first fragment is hidden in the Whispering Caves, deep within the Frosted Mountains. Each fragment is guarded by a challenge that will test your heart and courage." With a newfound sense of purpose, Ilara set off on her quest. Her journey took her through the Frosted Mountains, where she braved icy winds and treacherous paths to reach the Whispering Caves. Inside the caves, she encountered a labyrinth of shimmering ice formations. At the heart of the labyrinth, Ilara found the first fragment of the Moonstone, encased in a block of ice. To retrieve it, she had to solve a riddle spoken by a magical ice spirit. "I am not alive, but I grow. I do not have lungs, but I need air. I do not have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Ilara thought carefully and answered, "A fire." The ice spirit granted her passage, and Ilara retrieved the fragment. She continued her journey, guided by the light of the Moonstone. The second fragment was hidden in the enchanted forest, guarded by a wise old tree. The tree posed a challenge that required Ilara to demonstrate her kindness. A small, injured squirrel needed help, and Ilara carefully tended to its wounds and provided it with food. The grateful squirrel led her to the second fragment, hidden beneath its nest. Ilara's final challenge took her to the desert of shifting sands. The last fragment was buried in the vast desert, and she had to navigate the ever-changing dunes to find it. Along the way, she encountered a weary traveler in need of assistance. Ilara shared her provisions and guided the traveler to safety, earning the traveler's gratitude and the final fragment. With all three fragments in hand, Ilara returned to the moonlit grove. The fairies greeted her with joy, and she placed the fragments around the Moonstone. As the fragments were set in place, the Moonstone's light grew brighter and more vibrant, filling the grove with a warm, protective glow. The guardian of the Moonstone appeared and thanked Ilara. "You have restored the Moonstone's power and saved our world from darkness. Your bravery and kindness have proven your worth." Ilara smiled, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. The Moonstone's magic continued to shine brightly, protecting Fernwood and its surrounding lands. Ilara returned to her village as a hero, and her tale of adventure and bravery became a cherished story in Fernwood. The moonlit grove remained a place of wonder and magic, and Ilara's kindness and courage continued to inspire all who heard her story. And so, the kingdom flourished under the protection of the Moonstone, and Ilara's heart remained full of adventure and joy. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and a vast, ancient forest, there was a place known as the Whispering Woods. This forest was famous for its whispering trees that could talk, but only to those with pure hearts and noble intentions. legend spoke of a hidden treasure deep within the woods that could bring peace and prosperity to anyone who found it. In this village lived a brave young boy named Leo. Leo was known for his kindness and courage, and he often helped his neighbors with their problems. One day, news arrived that the village was facing a severe drought, and the crops were failing. The villagers were worried and desperate. Leo, determined to help, decided to venture into the Whispering Woods to find the legendary treasure that could save them. Into the forest with the first light of dawn, Leo set off on his journey, carrying only a small satchel with provisions and a sturdy walking stick. As he entered the Whispering Woods, the trees seemed to come alive with rustling leaves and soft murmurs. The forest was dense and mysterious, but Leo's heart was steady and true. As he walked deeper into the forest, he encountered a wise old owl perched on a low branch. The owl, with its large, knowing eyes, greeted Leo. To find the treasure, you must first prove your worth by completing 3 challenges. The forest will guide you if you listen carefully. The first challenge, the enchanted stream. Leo followed the owl's advice and soon came upon a crystal-clear stream with shimmering water. The stream was magical but also very tricky. It flowed in strange patterns and seemed to change direction whenever Leo tried to follow it. On the bank of the stream, Leo found a message written in shimmering letters: "To cross the stream, you must solve the riddle of the water. What is as light as a feather, yet even the world's strongest man couldn't hold it for much longer than a minute?" Leo pondered the riddle and then smiled as he realized the answer. "Breath," he said aloud. As he spoke, the water parted, revealing a bridge made of glistening stones.
Leo crossed the stream safely, feeling encouraged by his progress. The second challenge, the singing flowers. On the other side of the stream, Leo entered a meadow filled with flowers of every color. The flowers were singing in harmony, but their melodies were tangled and chaotic. Leo noticed a beautiful melody coming from a patch of flowers that seemed to be wilting. He approached the wilting flowers and gently tended to them, watering them with the water from the stream. As he did so, the flowers began to sing more clearly, their melodies becoming harmonious once more. The singing flowers formed a path leading Leo towards a grove at the heart of the forest. The third challenge, the guardian of the grove. In the grove, Leo found an ancient, grand oak tree with a face carved into its trunk. The oak tree was known as the guardian of the grove. Its deep voice resonated through the air as it spoke: "To earn the treasure, you must demonstrate the greatest gift of all. Share something of yourself willingly and without expectation." Leo thought about this carefully.
He reached into his satchel and pulled out a simple but precious locket, a family heirloom given to him by his grandmother. It was a symbol of his family's love and sacrifice. He placed the locket at the base of the oak tree. The oak's branches rustled in approval, and the ground beneath Leo's feet began to glow with a golden light. The guardian of the grove spoke again: "You have shown true selflessness and kindness. The treasure you seek lies beyond this grove." The hidden treasure. Following the glowing light, Leo arrived at a hidden clearing where a magnificent chest lay in the center. The chest was adorned with intricate patterns and glowing with a warm, golden light. Leo opened the chest, revealing a radiant, crystal orb. The moment Leo touched the orb, a warm, soothing light spread across the forest. The drought in his village was instantly lifted as the orb's magic began to bring rain and restore the crops. The trees of the Whispering Woods rustled in joy, and the forest seemed to come alive with vibrant colors. Returned to the village. Leo returned to his village, carrying the crystal orb with him. As he approached, the once dry fields were now lush and green, and the villagers were filled with amazement and joy. The orb had not only restored the land but had also brought a sense of peace and unity to the village. The villagers celebrated Leo's bravery and kindness with a grand feast, and the Whispering Woods were forever grateful for the young boy who had shown such a pure heart. The legend of the Whispering Woods continued to be told for generations, reminding everyone that true treasure lies in selflessness and compassion. And so, the village flourished once more, and Leo's story became a cherished tale of hope and heroism. The Whispering Woods remained a magical place, always ready to aid those with kind hearts. The end. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, there was a mysterious shop run by an elderly woman named Esme. Her shop was filled with curious artifacts and enchanted objects, but the most intriguing item was an old brass compass that never seemed to point north. One sunny morning, a brave young boy named Oliver wandered into Esme's shop. Oliver had always been fascinated by tales of adventure and longed to discover the world beyond his village. As he browsed the shelves, the compass caught his eye. Its intricate design and strange, shifting needle seemed to beckon him. Esme noticed Oliver's interest and approached him with a twinkle in her eye. "Ah, you found the enchanted compass," she said. "This compass doesn't point north. Instead, it points to what you seek most deeply in your heart." Oliver's eyes widened with excitement. "What does it point to?" Esme smiled warmly. "Only you can find out. But remember, the journey it leads you on may be full of unexpected challenges and wonders." With a determined heart, Oliver took the compass and set out on his adventure. As he walked through the meadows and forests, he noticed the compass needle spinning in different directions before finally settling on a path leading towards the Misty Mountains. The Misty Mountains were known for their swirling fogs and hidden secrets. Undeterred, Oliver followed the compass's guidance. As he climbed higher, the fog grew thicker, and the path became more treacherous. Yet, the compass's needle continued to point forward, guiding him through the mist. At the edge of a cliff, Oliver found a hidden cave entrance partially obscured by a cascade of ivy. He carefully entered the cave, which was dimly lit by a soft, golden glow emanating from the walls. Inside, he discovered a large, ancient book resting on a pedestal. The book's cover was adorned with a shimmering emblem, a tree with roots and branches stretching out in all directions. Oliver opened the book and found it filled with tales of lost realms, enchanted creatures, and hidden treasures. Each page seemed to come alive with illustrations and magic. As Oliver read, he realized that the book was a guide to a secret world, one that had been lost to time. It spoke of a realm where the land was lush and vibrant, and its people were guardians of magic and wonder. The book revealed that the compass had led him to this ancient knowledge because he possessed the heart of a true adventurer. Just then, a soft voice echoed through the cave. "You have discovered the Book of Realms, young adventurer. The knowledge within can restore the magic that has been lost." The voice belonged to an ethereal figure, an ancient guardian of the realms, who appeared as a shimmering being of light. The realms have been waiting for someone with a brave heart and a curious mind to help rekindle their magic. Your journey has only just begun. With the guardian's guidance, Oliver learned that he needed to gather 3 magical artifacts to restore the balance of the realms: the Crystal of Harmony, the Feather of the Phoenix, and the Tear of the Moon. Each artifact was hidden in a different corner of the world, and the compass would help him find them. The first destination was the Valley of Harmony, where the Crystal of Harmony was hidden. The valley was filled with beautiful, harmonious sounds created by the wind passing through enchanted chimes. Oliver followed the compass to a hidden grotto where he found the crystal, glowing with a soothing light. Next, Oliver journeyed to the volcano of the Phoenix, where the Feather of the Phoenix was said to be. The volcano was active and full of lava flows, but Oliver carefully navigated the terrain and discovered the feather nestled within a fiery cavern, its warmth embracing him. The final quest took Oliver to the moonlit lake, where the Tear of the Moon was hidden. The lake was illuminated by the moon's gentle light, and Oliver found the tear resting on a lotus blossom in the center of the lake, its soft glow reflecting the moon's beauty. With all 3 artifacts in hand, Oliver returned to the cave. The Book of Realms guided him in arranging the artifacts in a specific pattern, which triggered a surge of magical energy. The realms began to glow and shimmer, their lost magic being restored. The guardian appeared once more, grateful for Oliver's bravery and perseverance. "You have not only discovered the secrets of the realms but have also shown the true spirit of an adventurer. The world will now be enriched with the magic and wonder that you have restored." As a reward, the guardian gifted Oliver a small, enchanted pendant that would forever guide him on his future adventures. Oliver returned to his village, where he shared his incredible journey with the villagers. His tales inspired others to seek their own adventures and explore the wonders of the world. And so, Oliver's journey became a cherished legend, and the enchanted compass found a new place of honor in Esme's shop, awaiting the next brave soul ready to discover its magic. The end. In a tranquil corner of the world, nestled between rolling hills and lush forests, lay the village of Evergreen. This village was known for its serene beauty and its most enchanting feature, the Whispering Glade. The glade was a mystical forest where trees whispered secrets to those who listened closely and where moonlight danced on leaves, creating a shimmering, magical glow. The guardian of this enchanting place was an elderly woman named Elara. Elara had lived in Evergreen all her life and was known for her wisdom and kindness. Her greatest joy was tending to the Whispering Glade, which had been a source of wonder and comfort for the villagers for generations. One evening, as twilight turned the sky into a canvas of pink and gold, a young girl named Lily arrived at Evergreen. Lily was curious and brave, with a heart full of wonder. She had heard tales of the Whispering Glade and its magical secrets and came to see if the stories were true. The glade's secret Elara welcomed Lily warmly and agreed to take her to the Whispering Glade. As they walked through the forest, Elara explained that the glade was special because it held a powerful secret, one that was protected by a hidden enchantment. This secret was a magical crystal known as the Heart of the Glade. The crystal had the power to grant one true wish, but only to someone who proved their worthiness. When they reached the heart of the glade, a small, clear pool surrounded by ancient trees, Elara pointed out the crystal nestled at the pool's center. It glowed softly, casting a serene light across the glade. The challenge of courage. Elara told Lily that to be worthy of making a wish, she must face 3 challenges that tested her courage, kindness, and wisdom. The first challenge was to retrieve a special leaf from the top of the tallest tree in the glade. Lily looked up at the towering tree, its branches reaching high into the sky. With determination, she began to climb. The tree's branches were thick and gnarled, but Lily's courage and perseverance helped her overcome her fears. She reached the top and carefully plucked the shimmering leaf, which glowed with a soft light. The challenge of kindness next, Elara led Lily to a small clearing where a magical creature called a Lumisprite was trapped in a net of sparkling threads. The Lumisprite was crying softly, and its light was dimming. Elara explained that the Lumisprite was the guardian of the second challenge, which tested kindness. Lily approached the Lumisprite gently, speaking soothingly. She carefully freed it from the net, using a delicate touch to avoid hurting it. The Lumisprite's light brightened as it felt Lily's compassion. Grateful, it revealed a hidden path through the glade, leading to the final challenge. The challenge of wisdom. The final challenge was to solve a riddle that would reveal the location of the heart of the glade. At the end of the hidden path, Lily found an ancient stone with inscriptions. The riddle read, "I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Lily thought carefully. The answer came to her as she remembered the stories and games she enjoyed. With a confident smile, she answered, "A joke." The stone shifted, revealing a hidden compartment containing the heart of the glade. The true wish. With the heart of the glade in hand, Lily faced her most important decision. Elara had told her that the wish must be selfless, made with the purest of intentions. Lily closed her eyes and thought deeply about what her wish should be. She remembered the stories of how the glade had brought joy and comfort to the villagers of Evergreen. She wished for the Whispering Glade to remain a place of magic and wonder for future generations, so that its beauty and secrets could continue to bring happiness to those who visit it. The heart of the glade glowed brightly, and a soft, musical whisper filled the air, spreading across the forest. The trees swayed gently, and the glade's magic was renewed, stronger and more vibrant than ever. A new guardian. Elara smiled proudly at Lily. The magic of the glade had been restored, and the wish had been fulfilled. Lily's kindness, courage, and wisdom had proven her worthiness. As a reward for her pure heart, Elara offered Lily a special role as the new guardian of the Whispering Glade. Lily accepted with joy, knowing she would help preserve the magic of the glade and share its wonders with others. Lily became a beloved guardian, guiding visitors through the glade and teaching them the values of courage, kindness, and wisdom. The Whispering Glade continued to shine with magical light, a timeless sanctuary where dreams came alive and the whispers of the forest could be heard. And so, in the village of Evergreen, the Whispering Glade remained a beacon of magic and wonder, thanks to the bravery and selflessness of a young girl who embraced the enchantment of the forest and made a wish that would be remembered forever. The end. In a quaint village surrounded by lush meadows and a sparkling river, there stood an ancient willow tree known as the Whispering Willow. It was said that this tree could talk to those who truly listened. The villagers, though fascinated, only spoke of it in hushed tones, for they believed it was a tree of magic. One day, a kind-hearted girl named Elara moved to the village with her family. Elara loved nature and spent her days exploring the woods and fields. One sunny afternoon, she wandered over to the Whispering Willow, intrigued by the stories she had heard. As Elara sat under the willow's drooping branches, she closed her eyes and listened carefully. At first, there was only the sound of rustling leaves. But then, a soft, melodious voice spoke. "Welcome, Elara," the tree said gently. "I've been waiting for someone who truly cares for the world around her." Elara opened her eyes in surprise. "You can talk?" "Yes," the willow replied with a sigh. "I am the guardian of the forest, but my magic is fading. A precious gem, the heart of the forest, has been stolen by a greedy wizard. Without it, my power wanes, and the forest's magic diminishes." Elara's heart went out to the willow. "What can I do to help?" "The heart of the forest is hidden deep within the enchanted cavern, guarded by magical creatures. To retrieve it, you must solve 3 riddles," said the willow. "Do you accept this quest?" Without hesitation, Elara nodded. "I will do my best." The willow gave her a silver compass that glowed softly. "Follow this compass. It will guide you on your journey." Elara thanked the willow and set off, guided by the compass. She ventured into the dense forest, where the trees seemed to whisper secrets. After a while, she reached the entrance to the enchanted cavern. The entrance was guarded by a friendly dragon named Ignis. "I'll let you enter," Ignis said, "but only if you solve my riddle. Are you ready?" Elara nodded. Ignis's eyes glowed as he recited the riddle. "I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Elara thought for a moment. "A fire," she exclaimed. Ignis's scales shimmered with approval. "Correct. You may enter." Inside the cavern, Elara saw glowing crystals and heard the gentle hum of magic. She followed the compass until she came to a shimmering pool with a second guardian, a graceful water nymph named Naya. "Hello," Naya said. "To pass, you must answer my riddle. I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?" Elara pondered the riddle and then smiled. "A joke." Naya clapped her hands in delight. "Well done. You may proceed." Elara continued deeper into the cavern until she reached a majestic hall filled with soft, golden light. At the center was a pedestal with the heart of the forest glowing brightly. But guarding it was a wise old owl named Orin. "Before you take the heart," Orin said, "you must solve one final riddle. The more you take, the more you leave behind." "What am I?" Elara thought deeply and then answered confidently. "Footsteps." Orin's eyes twinkled. "You have answered all 3 riddles correctly. The heart of the forest is yours to take." Elara carefully picked up the heart of the forest, feeling its warmth. She thanked Orin and made her way back to the Whispering Willow. When Elara returned, the willow's branches seemed to glow with renewed strength. The tree's voice was filled with gratitude. "You have saved the forest's magic," said the willow. "As a reward, I will grant you a single wish." Elara thought about the village and the forest that had become her home. "I wish for the forest to always be protected and for the village to flourish," she said. The willow's branches shimmered, and a gentle breeze carried Elara's wish through the land. The forest grew even more vibrant, and the village thrived with the magic restored. From that day on, Alara continued to explore and care for the forest, and she became known as the village's guardian. The Whispering Willow stood tall, its magic ever strong, and the villagers would often hear the rustling leaves telling stories of bravery and kindness. And so, Alara's tale was passed down through generations, reminding everyone that even the smallest acts of courage and compassion could restore the magic in the world. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between emerald hills, there was a grand library known for its towering shelves and ancient, leather-bound books. This was not just any library, it was said to be enchanted. The library's walls were adorned with intricate carvings of mythical creatures, and its labyrinthine corridors seemed to shift and change. The library was cared for by an elderly, kind-hearted librarian named Eliza. She had dedicated her life to preserving the books and helping the villagers discover the magic within their pages. Eliza had a special room in the library, hidden behind a secret door, where she kept the most precious and mysterious books. One day, a curious young boy named Finn, who loved adventures and mysteries, came to the library. He had heard whispers of the library's enchantments and was eager to uncover its secrets. Finn's father had fallen ill, and he hoped that the library might hold a clue to a remedy or some kind of magic that could help him. Eliza welcomed Finn with a warm smile. "Welcome to the Enchanted Library. What brings you here today, young Finn?" "I've heard that your library holds magical secrets," Finn said. "My father is ill, and I was hoping to find something that might help him." Eliza's eyes softened with sympathy. "The library is indeed filled with wonders, but the most precious secrets are hidden away. You must show true bravery and kindness to uncover them." With Eliza's guidance, Finn began exploring the library. The shelves were filled with books that seemed to whisper and hum softly. Some books glowed faintly, while others had moving illustrations. As Finn wandered, he came across a large, ornate book with a shimmering cover. It was titled The Secrets of the Enchanted Realm. Intrigued, Finn opened the book and found a map of the library with a series of clues leading to hidden rooms and magical artifacts. The first clue was inscribed with a riddle: "In the heart of knowledge, where stories bloom. Find the place where shadows loom. Beneath the light that never fades. Seek the path where magic sways." Following the clue, Finn ventured into a dimly lit section of the library where the shadows seemed to dance. He noticed a flickering candle on a pedestal. Beneath it, hidden in the shadow, was a lever. Pulling the lever revealed a secret passage leading to an underground chamber. The chamber was filled with glowing orbs and ancient scrolls. In the center of the room was a pedestal with a crystal vial containing a golden liquid. Beside the vial was another clue: "The magic you seek is pure and bright, but only for those with hearts alight. To heal with the gift, you must show grace, and use it well for a noble case." Finn understood that the golden liquid was likely the key to helping his father. He carefully took the vial and made his way back to the main library. On his return, he found Eliza waiting for him. "You have done well, Finn," Eliza said. "The golden liquid is a powerful remedy. But remember, it is not just the potion that will help your father. It is the love and care you show him that will truly make a difference." Finn thanked Eliza and hurried home. With a heart full of hope, he gave the potion to his father, and over the next few days, his father's health began to improve. The potion worked wonders, but it was Finn's devotion and the support of his family that brought about the real healing. As his father grew stronger, Finn returned to the library to express his gratitude. Eliza smiled warmly as Finn shared his success story. "The true magic of the library," she said, "lies in the way it inspires and helps those with pure hearts." The Enchanted Library continued to be a place of wonder and discovery for the villagers. Finn's bravery and kindness became a beloved story, and the library's magic was celebrated far and wide. And so, under the watchful gaze of the wise librarian and the enchantments of the library, the village flourished with hope and knowledge, forever grateful for the magic that had healed a family and revealed the true power of love and courage. Once upon a time, in the quaint kingdom of Everleaf, there was a hidden valley known as the Glimmering Glade. This valley was famed for its radiant, bioluminescent flowers that bloomed only once every 100 years under the light of a full moon. Legend had it that the flowers could grant a single wish to those who discovered them with a heart full of true intentions. In a small village at the edge of the kingdom lived a brave and kind-hearted young woman named Elara. Elara had always been fascinated by the stories of the Glimmering Glade and dreamed of seeing the magical flowers bloom. Her closest companion was a curious and resourceful raccoon named Milo, who had a knack for finding hidden paths and solving puzzles. One evening, as the full moon began to rise and cast its silvery glow across the land, Elara and Milo decided to embark on a journey to find the Glimmering Glade. They followed a worn path through the forest, guided by the moonlight and their excitement. As they ventured deeper into the forest, they encountered a series of challenges that tested their courage, wisdom, and kindness. The first challenge was a mysterious gate guarded by a wise old owl. The owl perched on a branch and spoke. "To enter the Glimmering Glade, you must solve my riddle. What is always in front of you but can't be seen?" Elara and Milo pondered the riddle carefully. Milo, with his keen instincts, suggested, "The future." Elara spoke the answer aloud, and the owl nodded with approval. The gate creaked open, revealing a path to the next challenge. The second challenge was the Enchanted Maze. They found themselves in a sprawling labyrinth of tall, shimmering hedges. The maze was filled with deceptive paths and illusions. To find their way out, they needed to solve a series of puzzles hidden within the maze. Elara and Milo worked together to decipher the clues, relying on Milo's sharp eyes and Elara's quick thinking. As they navigated through the maze, they discovered hidden symbols that guided them toward the center. Finally, they emerged from the maze and found themselves standing at the entrance to the Glimmering Glade. The final challenge was the Trial of the Heart. At the entrance of the glade, they found a small, delicate flower with a note attached. The note read, "To witness the magic of the Glimmering Glade, you must demonstrate the true intention of your heart. Show what you value most." Elara and Milo thought deeply about what mattered most to them. Elara realized that her greatest wish was for the well-being of her village and the happiness of its people. She and Milo picked a few of the radiant flowers and placed them gently in the center of the glade, wishing for prosperity and joy for everyone in Everleaf. As they made their wish, the entire Glimmering Glade erupted in a breathtaking display of light and color. The bioluminescent flowers bloomed in a dazzling array of hues, illuminating the valley with a magical glow. The flowers seemed to respond to their pure intentions, and a gentle breeze carried their wish across the kingdom. Elara and Milo watched in awe as the magic of the glade spread throughout Everleaf. The kingdom flourished with new growth, happiness, and prosperity, and the people rejoiced in the newfound joy that filled their lives. Returning to their village, Elara and Milo were celebrated for their bravery and kindness. The story of their adventure and the magic of the Glimmering Glade became a cherished legend, reminding everyone of the power of true intentions and the beauty of selflessness. And so, the Glimmering Glade remained a place of wonder and enchantment, where the magic of the bioluminescent flowers continued to inspire and uplift all who came with a heart full of genuine wishes. The end. Once upon a time, in a kingdom where the hills were forever green and the river sparkled like diamonds, there was a quaint village called Willowbrook. Willowbrook was a place of great harmony and charm, known for its serene meadows and vibrant gardens. At the heart of this village stood a grand old oak tree, beneath which sat an ornate wooden lantern. The lantern, known as the Enchanted Lantern, was a cherished village treasure. It had been passed down through generations, and it was said that it had the power to grant a single wish to anyone who could solve its mysterious riddle. However, the lantern had remained unlit for decades, and many had tried and failed to unlock its magic. In this village lived a spirited and kind-hearted girl named Elara. She had always been fascinated by the lantern and the tales surrounding it. Despite her young age, Elara was known for her wisdom and courage, and she often helped her neighbors with their troubles. One chilly autumn evening, as the leaves danced in the wind and the first stars appeared in the sky, Elara decided it was time to seek the lantern's magic. The village was facing a harsh winter, and the fields were barren. Elara believed that if she could unlock the lantern's magic, she could make a wish to bring prosperity back to Willowbrook. With a heart full of hope and a small pouch of essentials, Elara approached the enchanted lantern. The lantern's surface was adorned with intricate carvings of celestial symbols, and its soft glow illuminated the old oak's gnarled roots. Elara took a deep breath and read the inscription carved into the lantern: "To awaken the magic and see the light, solve the riddle that shines so bright. I am not alive, but I grow. I don't have lungs, but I need air. I don't have a mouth, but water kills me. What am I?" Elara pondered the riddle, her mind racing through the possibilities. She thought of the nature of the lantern and the things that were important to her village. After a moment of contemplation, she whispered, "A flame." As Elara spoke the answer, the lantern's carvings began to glow with a warm, golden light. The lantern flickered and then shone brightly, casting a radiant beam across the village. The light spread over the fields and gardens, bringing them to life with a burst of vibrant colors. Elara watched in awe as the barren fields transformed into lush, green pastures, and the gardens bloomed with an abundance of flowers and vegetables. The villagers, who had gathered to see what the light was, marveled at the miraculous change. They rejoiced and celebrated the return of prosperity to their village. As the lantern's light dimmed, a gentle, ethereal voice spoke from within it, "Elara, you have unlocked the magic with your wisdom and kindness. Your wish for the village has been granted. Remember, the true magic lies within the hearts of those who care for others." Elara smiled and thanked the lantern, knowing that the magic had always been a part of the village's spirit. She shared her newfound joy with her neighbors, who worked together to harvest the abundant crops and prepare for the coming winter. The enchanted lantern was placed back beneath the old oak tree, its glow now a symbol of hope and unity. Elara's bravery and selflessness became a cherished story in Willowbrook, inspiring generations to come. From that day on, the village thrived with prosperity and harmony. The fields were always green, and the gardens were forever blooming, thanks to the magic of the enchanted lantern and the kindness of a young girl who believed in the power of her wish. And so, under the watchful gaze of the old oak tree and the soft glow of the enchanted lantern, Willowbrook flourished, and Elara's story was told with pride and joy, a testament to the magic of wisdom and compassion. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling hills met ancient forests, there was a village named Willowbrook. This village was known for its harmony with nature, with its cottages nestled among blooming flowers and clear, sparkling streams. At the edge of Willowbrook lay the enchanted glade, a mysterious and beautiful meadow that was said to be filled with magic and wonder. Legend had it that the enchanted glade was protected by a guardian, a gentle spirit named Eloan, who kept the glade's magic alive. The villagers respected the glade but rarely ventured into it, as it was said that only those with a pure heart and noble intentions could truly experience its magic. One day, a young boy named Oliver, who loved exploring and solving mysteries, overheard the villagers talking about the enchanted glade. They spoke of how the glade's magic seemed to have faded, and they longed for the vibrant, blooming wonder it once was. Oliver, intrigued and determined to help, decided to embark on a quest to find out what had happened and to restore the magic. With a sturdy walking stick and a small satchel of supplies, Oliver set out towards the enchanted glade. As he entered the meadow, he noticed that the once lush grass had turned dull, and the vibrant flowers had wilted. The glade seemed to be waiting for something, an answer, a touch of magic, or perhaps a key to its revival. Oliver wandered through the glade, calling out to the guardian. "Eloan, are you here? I want to help restore the magic of the enchanted glade." A soft, melodious voice echoed through the meadow. "I am here, young Oliver. To restore the magic, you must prove your worthiness by completing 3 tasks, each testing your heart and spirit." Oliver was eager to begin. The first task was to find the hidden crystal of light, which was said to be concealed within a labyrinth of tall, whispering reeds. The reeds swayed as if whispering secrets, and the path was winding and confusing. Oliver focused on the soft whispers and followed them carefully, finding the crystal nestled in a hidden alcove. The crystal of light, Eloan's voice said, represents your ability to see through challenges and find the truth. The second task led Oliver to a serene pond with a single, golden lily floating at its center. The task was to help the pond's inhabitants, tiny water sprites who were in distress because their home had been tainted by a dark shadow. Oliver used his ingenuity and kindness to clear the shadow by using a combination of natural herbs and pure water from the pond, restoring the sprite's home. "You have shown compassion and resourcefulness," the Lowen's voice praised. "The golden lily represents your ability to bring light to darkness and help those in need." The final task was to find the heart of the glade, a legendary flower that bloomed only once every 100 years under the light of the full moon. Oliver had to navigate through a series of enchanted obstacles, glowing barriers and shimmering paths, to reach the heart of the glade. Guided by the moonlight and his determination, he finally found the heart of the glade in a hidden grove, its petals glowing softly. "Ilowen, I have found the heart of the glade," Oliver said, holding the flower up with pride. Ilowen appeared before him, her form radiant and graceful. "You have completed the tasks with great courage, wisdom, and compassion. The magic of the enchanted glade will now be restored." As Ilowen took the heart of the glade, she gently placed it back into the center of the meadow. The moment the flower touched the ground, the glade burst into color. The grass turned a vibrant green, the flowers bloomed with renewed brilliance, and a gentle, magical glow spread across the entire meadow. The villagers of Willowbrook gathered at the edge of the glade, amazed and delighted by the transformation. They celebrated Oliver's bravery and the return of the glade's magic. Ilowen smiled at Oliver and said, "The enchanted glade's magic thrives because of your pure heart and your willingness to help. Remember that the true magic of any place lies in the kindness and courage of those who care for it." From that day forward, the enchanted glade remained a place of wonder and joy, and Oliver's adventure became a cherished story in Willowbrook. The village flourished under the glade's renewed magic, and the tale of Oliver's quest served as a reminder of the power of compassion and the magic that resides within every act of kindness.
Once upon a time, in the peaceful village of Brookside, there lived a humble fisherman named Finn. Finn was known for his kind heart and unwavering determination. He lived with his mother in a small cottage by the river. Every day, Finn would go out on his small boat, hoping to catch enough fish to support them both. One year, a terrible drought struck Brookside. The river dried up, and fish became scarce. The villagers struggled to find food, and Finn worried for his mother and the people of his village. He decided to venture beyond the river and seek out the legendary Enchanted Lake, where it was said that fish were plentiful and magical creatures resided. Finn set off early one morning, guided by the stories he had heard as a child. He traveled through dense forests, crossed rocky mountains, and finally, after days of arduous journey, he reached the Enchanted Lake. The lake was surrounded by lush greenery, and its waters sparkled like diamonds under the sun. As Finn approached the lake, he was greeted by a gentle, melodious voice. It was the voice of the lake's guardian, a beautiful water nymph named Alara. "Welcome, brave fisherman," Alara said. "Why have you come to the Enchanted Lake?" Finn explained the plight of his village and his hope to bring back enough fish to feed his people. Alara listened with empathy and nodded. "Your heart is pure, and your intentions are noble. I will help you. But first, you must prove your courage and kindness." Alara set 3 challenges for Finn. The first challenge was to catch a fish from the deepest part of the lake. Alara warned Finn that the depths were home to many mystical creatures. With determination, Finn set out on his boat and cast his net into the deepest waters. After a long struggle, he managed to catch a shimmering, golden fish. He released it back into the lake, showing respect for its beauty. For the second challenge, Alara asked Finn to find and return a lost pearl that had fallen into the lake's depths. Finn dived into the water and swam deep, encountering various magical creatures. He finally found the pearl, guarded by a giant turtle. Finn spoke gently to the turtle, explaining his quest. Moved by Finn's sincerity, the turtle gave him the pearl. Impressed by Finn's bravery and kindness, Alara granted him a magical net that would always provide enough fish for his village. She also blessed him with the ability to communicate with the creatures of the lake, ensuring he could seek their help in times of need. Finn thanked Alara and promised to use the magic wisely. He filled his boat with fish and began his journey back to Brookside. Along the way, he shared some of the fish with people he met, spreading hope and kindness. When Finn returned to his village, the people were overjoyed. The river was still dry, but Finn's boat was filled with enough fish to feed everyone. The villagers celebrated and thanked Finn for his bravery and selflessness. Using the magical net, Finn continued to provide for his village, ensuring that no one went hungry. He taught the villagers how to respect and care for nature. Just as he had learned from Alara, the village of Brookside flourished once again, and Finn's story became a legend. Years passed, and Finn grew old. He often visited the enchanted lake to see Alara and thank her for her guidance. He shared his wisdom with the younger generation, teaching them about courage, kindness, and the importance of living in harmony with nature. The tale of Finn and the enchanted lake was passed down through generations. It reminded the people of Brookside that true bravery comes from the heart and that kindness and respect for nature bring lasting prosperity. The enchanted lake remained a place of magic and wonder, protected by Alara and the creatures who lived there. And so, the bond between the villagers and the magical world endured, a testament to the power of compassion and the enduring spirit of a brave fisherman named Finn.
In a land where the moonlight danced on the silver waters of a grand lake, there was a hidden kingdom known only to those with the purest of hearts. This kingdom, called Lumina, was a place of wonder where the trees glowed softly, and the flowers sang lullabies to the stars. Its ruler was Queen Seraphina, a kind and wise queen who possessed a magical moonstone that kept the kingdom bathed in eternal twilight. The kingdom's peace was threatened when the moonstone, which had been safeguarded for centuries, began to dim. The once brilliant light now flickered weakly. Queen Seraphina, worried about the kingdom's future, summoned her most trusted advisor, a wise old owl named Orin. Orin, the queen said, the moonstone's light is fading, and with it, the magic of Lumina is weakening. We must find the source of the problem before it's too late. Orin, with his deep knowledge of ancient lore, explained that the only way to restore the moonstone's power was to find the lost starlight crystal, which had been hidden long ago to protect it from dark forces. To find the crystal, they would need to follow 3 clues left by the kingdom's founders. Queen Seraphina decided to seek the help of the bravest and kindest person she knew, a young girl named Arya who lived on the edge of the forest. Arya had always shown a deep love for the natural world and had an adventurous spirit. Arya agreed to help and set out on her quest with Orin guiding her. The first clue was hidden in the Whispering Woods, where the trees were said to hold secrets in their rustling leaves. The Whispering Woods and the Whispering Woods, the trees whispered directions and riddles. Arya listened carefully to the rustling leaves and followed the path they revealed. She soon came upon an ancient tree with a hollow trunk. Inside the trunk, she found an old parchment with a riddle, asterisk, in the valley where shadows fall, seek the light that never dies. Only then will you find the way to the crystal's hidden guise. Asterisk. Arya and Orin interpreted the riddle to mean that they needed to go to a valley where a perpetual shadow was cast by an eternal mountain. The Valley of Eternal Shadows. They traveled to the Valley of Eternal Shadows, where the towering mountain cast a permanent shade. At the valley's heart was a small, hidden cave. Inside, they discovered a glowing orb resting on a pedestal. The orb was known as the Eternal Light, and it provided them with the next clue, asterisk, when the moon's tears are seen, find the mirror that reflects the unseen. There lies the path to the crystal, hidden where dreams are woven. Asterisk. The Mirror of Dreams. Following the clue, Arya and Orin journeyed to the Dreamweaver's Glen, a place known for its magical mirrors that could reflect not just appearances but also hidden truths. They searched among the mirrors and found one that showed a vision of a moonlit lake, where the starlight crystal was said to be hidden. The vision guided them to a tranquil lake, with the moonlight casting an enchanting glow over the water. At the lake's center was a small island, and on it stood a solitary, ancient pedestal. As Arya and Orin approached the pedestal, they saw the starlight crystal resting upon it, glowing softly but not as brightly as it should. They realized that the crystal's light needed to be rekindled by the moonstone's power. Arya took out the moonstone from her pouch and held it up. The crystal's light and the moonstone's light began to intertwine, merging and growing brighter. The lake shimmered with renewed magic, and the kingdom of Lumina began to glow once more. Returned to Lumina with the starlight crystal restored, Arya and Oren returned to Lumina. Queen Seraphina welcomed them with immense gratitude. She placed the crystal beside the moonstone, and its light became radiant again, filling the kingdom with a warm, magical glow. The kingdom's magic was revitalized, and the once fading moonstone now shone brighter than ever. The trees, flowers, and waters of Lumina sparkled with renewed life. The kingdom celebrated Arya's bravery and kindness, and she was honored as a hero of Lumina. Arya returned to her home with a heart full of joy and the knowledge that even the smallest light can make a great difference. The story of her quest became a cherished tale in Lumina, a reminder of the power of courage, friendship, and the magic that can be found in every heart. And so, under the shimmering light of the moon and the starlight crystal, Lumina continued to thrive, its magic and beauty preserved for generations to come. The end. Once upon a time, high above the clouds in a hidden kingdom, there lived a princess named Elara. She was not like any ordinary princess, for Elara had wings as white as the clouds themselves, allowing her to soar above her kingdom. The kingdom was called Etheria, and it floated in the sky, tethered to the earth by ancient, unseen threads of magic. Princess Elara loved her kingdom dearly. She would spend hours each day flying over the fields of golden light and sparkling rivers of the sky. The people of Etheria admired their kind and free-spirited princess, but none loved her more than her father, King Orion. He was a wise ruler, but there was one thing that worried him. Elara had never seen the world below the clouds, the world of the earth. The world below is dangerous, he often warned. It is full of shadows and storms. You must promise me, Elara, that you will never fly down to the earth. Elara promised, but deep down, curiosity tugged at her heart. What could be so different about the world below? Why did the clouds shield them from the earth's surface? One evening, while flying near the edge of the kingdom, Elara spotted something strange, a golden feather drifting up from the clouds. It sparkled in the light of the setting sun, and she knew it was not from any creature of Etheria. Her heart raced. The feather seemed to carry with it a mystery, a secret calling her to follow. Without a second thought, Elara dived through the clouds, chasing the golden feather as it twirled and danced on the breeze. Down, down she flew, breaking through the thick layer of clouds for the first time in her life. The world below was vast and green, with forests that stretched as far as the eye could see and oceans that shimmered like sapphire. But the feather did not land in the peaceful fields or sparkling waters. It drifted towards a dark, twisted forest known as the Shadowwood, a place of legend and fear. As soon as Elara touched the ground at the edge of the forest, the feather vanished into the shadows. Elara knew she should turn back. She had promised her father never to descend to earth, and this forest was surely full of dangers. But her curiosity overpowered her caution. With wings tucked close to her back, she stepped into the forest. The trees of the Shadowwood were tall and gnarled, their branches like claws reaching for the sky. Strange whispers filled the air, but Elara pressed on, guided by an invisible force. Deeper into the forest she went, until she came upon a small clearing where a glowing, ancient tree stood. Its bark was silver, and at its base sat a woman draped in shimmering robes of gold. The woman looked up at Elara and smiled. "I've been waiting for you, Princess Elara." Elara blinked in surprise. "How do you know who I am?" "I know all who fly through the skies," said the woman. "I am Oriel, guardian of the winds. It was I who sent the golden feather to guide you here." "Why?" asked Elara, her wings twitching nervously. "My father warned me never to come to earth." Oriel's smile faded slightly, and her eyes grew thoughtful. "Your father is wise, but he has forgotten something important. Long ago, the people of Etheria and the earth lived in harmony, but that connection has been lost over time. The golden feather is a symbol of the bond between our worlds. It has been broken for too long." Elara listened closely, her heart stirring with the weight of Oriel's words. The earth has grown dark in places, Oriel continued, but it can be healed. You, Elara, have the heart of both the sky and the earth. You can help restore the balance. But what can I do? Elara asked, feeling small in the presence of the guardian. Take this, said Oriel, and she handed Elara a small, golden seed. Plant this in the darkest part of the forest. It is a seed of light, and where it grows, the shadows will fade. Only you can plant it, for your heart carries the magic of the skies. Elara took the seed carefully, feeling its warmth in her hand. She knew this was why she had been drawn to the earth. Oriel pointed to the heart of the forest, where the trees grew thickest and no light could reach. Go there, Elara, and be brave. With a deep breath, Elara thanked the guardian and ventured into the darkest part of the Shadowwood. The shadows whispered to her, trying to frighten her, but she held the golden seed close and continued forward. After what felt like an eternity, she reached a clearing so dark that even her wings felt heavy with the weight of it. This is the place, she whispered to herself. With trembling hands, Elara knelt and dug a small hole in the cold earth. She placed the golden seed into the ground and covered it with soil. For a moment, nothing happened, and Elara feared the shadows had won. But then, a faint light began to shine from the ground. It grew brighter and brighter until a single golden sprout broke through the soil. The shadows hissed and shrank away, and the trees that had loomed so menacingly began to turn green and full of life. The light spread, chasing the darkness from the entire forest. Elara stood back, her heart swelling with joy. The forest was no longer a place of shadows, it was full of light, life, and beauty. As she flew back to Etheria, Elara carried with her the memory of the golden seed and the lesson she had learned. The earth and sky were meant to be connected, and it was her duty to help heal both. When she returned home, her father, King Orion, looked at her with worry, but Elara smiled and told him the story of her journey. And though he had feared the world below, he knew in his heart that Elara had done something extraordinary. From that day forward, Princess Elara was known as the Sky Princess who brought light to the earth, and the golden feather became a symbol of hope and unity between the sky and the world below. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where twilight painted the sky with hues of purple and gold, there was a magical kingdom called Celestia. This kingdom was known for its breathtaking night skies, where stars twinkled in elaborate patterns that told stories of old. The beauty of the stars was thanks to the kingdom's star painter, an enigmatic figure who painted the night sky with stardust and dreams. The star painter, whose real name was Elara, lived in a grand observatory atop the highest hill in Celestia. She used a magical brush made from moonlight and stardust to create constellations and celestial designs. Every night, she would weave the tapestry of stars that enchanted the kingdom's people. One evening, as Elara prepared for her nightly task, a dark cloud blotted out the moon, causing the sky to become dim and gloomy. Elara realized with horror that her magical brush had gone missing. Without it, she couldn't paint the stars, and the night sky would remain dark and empty. Panicked, Elara set out on a quest to find her missing brush. Guided by the faint glimmer of the stars that still managed to shine through the darkness, she ventured into the enchanted forest, a place known for its whimsical and mysterious creatures. As Elara walked deeper into the forest, she encountered a wise old owl named Orion perched on a branch. Orion was known for his vast knowledge of the forest's secrets. "Have you seen a magical brush?" Elara asked urgently. "It's crucial for my work as the star painter." Orion hooted thoughtfully. "I've heard whispers of a shadowy figure who has been seen roaming these woods. They might have taken your brush. To find them, you must first solve the riddle of the forest." The owl presented Elara with a riddle. "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have nobody, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Elara pondered and then answered, "An echo." Orion's eyes gleamed with approval. "You are wise, and you are on the right path. The shadowy figure you seek is hiding in the moonlit grove, where echoes come to life. With Orion's guidance, Elara reached the moonlit grove, a place where the moonlight created an enchanting glow and shadows danced among the trees. As she entered the grove, she spotted a figure cloaked in darkness, holding her magical brush. "Stop right there," Elara called out. "That brush belongs to me." The shadowy figure revealed themselves to be a mischievous sprite named Lyric, known for her love of playing tricks. Lyric had taken the brush because she wanted to create her own constellation, one that she hoped would bring laughter and joy to the land. "I didn't mean any harm," Lyric explained. "I just wanted to add a little fun to the sky." Elara smiled understandingly. "I see your intentions were good, but the brush is part of a delicate balance that keeps the night sky beautiful for everyone. Perhaps we can work together to create something special." Lyric's eyes lit up with excitement. "Really? I'd love that." The two of them collaborated, combining Lyric's playful creativity with Elara's expert touch. They painted a new constellation, one that twinkled with vibrant colors and playful shapes, bringing both wonder and joy to the night sky. The constellation told a story of harmony and friendship, reflecting the unity between Elara and Lyric. When the constellation was complete, the night sky sparkled more brilliantly than ever, and the people of Celestia rejoiced at the new addition. Elara thanked Lyric for her help, and the sprite promised to use her mischief for good from then on. Elara and Lyric's newfound friendship became the talk of the kingdom. They continued to work together, creating mesmerizing night skies that celebrated the beauty of both magic and joy. The tale of the star painter and the mischievous sprite became a beloved legend in Celestia, reminding everyone of the magic that happens when creativity and cooperation come together. And so, the kingdom of Celestia shone brightly under its enchanting sky, a testament to the power of friendship and the wonders that arise from working together. Once upon a time, in the heart of a sprawling kingdom known as Eldoria, there was a hidden wonder known as the Moonlit Caves. These caves were renowned for their shimmering crystals and glowing walls, which only illuminated during the full moon. Legends whispered that deep within the caves lay a magical artifact called the Moonstone, which had the power to grant one wish to its bearer. The moonlit caves were surrounded by an air of mystery and magic. It was said that only those with a pure heart and noble intentions could navigate the labyrinthine passages and find the Moonstone. The entrance to the caves was concealed by a dense thicket and only revealed when the moonlight touched it. In the village of Willowbrook, which lay on the edge of Eldoria, lived a courageous and kind-hearted young woman named Mira. Mira had grown up hearing tales of the moonlit caves and the Moonstone. She had always wished to use the power of the Moonstone to help her village, which had been suffering from a prolonged drought that had left the fields barren and the riverbeds dry. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, Mira decided it was time to venture into the moonlit caves. She gathered a few essentials, a lantern, a map of the caves, and a small pouch of provisions, and set out with determination. As she approached the thicket that concealed the cave entrance, the moonlight seemed to dance and part the branches, revealing the hidden path. Mira took a deep breath and stepped into the darkness of the cave. Inside, the caves were bathed in a soft, ethereal glow from the luminescent crystals that lined the walls. The air was cool and filled with the gentle sound of dripping water. Mira followed the map's directions, winding her way through narrow passages and avoiding treacherous pitfalls. The journey was both exhilarating and challenging. Soon, Mira encountered her first obstacle, a vast chasm with no visible way across. As she examined the chasm, a shimmering figure appeared before her. It was an ethereal guardian of the caves, a graceful figure with silver wings and eyes like deep pools of starlight. To cross this chasm, the guardian said, you must show your courage. You must leap across the stones and trust in your own strength. Mira, though nervous, steeled herself and began the daring leap across the stones. Her determination and faith saw her through, and she landed safely on the other side, where the guardian nodded in approval. Continuing deeper into the caves, Mira faced her next challenge, a labyrinth of illusions and enchantments. The paths seemed to twist and turn in impossible ways, and the walls appeared to close in. Mira remembered the advice her grandmother had given her about staying calm and focusing on her true goal. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and thought of her village and its people. When she opened her eyes, the illusions faded, and a clear path emerged. Finally, Mira reached the heart of the moonlit caves, where the moonstone was said to be hidden. The chamber was bathed in a breathtaking light, and in the center of the chamber stood a pedestal with the moonstone glowing softly atop it. The moonstone radiated a calming light, and its surface seemed to ripple like water. As Mira approached, a gentle voice spoke. It was the spirit of the moonstone itself. To claim the moonstone, you must prove your worthiness. You must share your wish with the purest intentions. Mira took a deep breath and spoke from her heart. I wish for the drought to end and for our village to be restored. I wish for our fields to be green again and for the rivers to flow freely. The moonstone's glow intensified, and a warm, soothing light enveloped Mira. The light seemed to flow from the moonstone and spread throughout the caves. Mira felt a sense of peace and fulfillment as the moonstone's magic began to work. With the moonstone in hand, Mira made her way back to Willowbrook. As she approached the village, she saw the sky clearing, and the first signs of rain began to fall. The drought was ending, and the land began to awaken with new life. Mira's return was met with cheers and celebrations. The villagers rejoiced as their fields turned green and the rivers filled with sparkling water. Mira was hailed as a hero, and the moonstone's magic was credited with bringing prosperity back to Willowbrook. The moonlit caves, now known to be a place of great magic and wonder, remained a treasured secret of Eldoria. Mira's bravery and selflessness had not only saved her village but had also ensured that the moonstone's power would be remembered and respected. And so, Willowbrook thrived once more, its people living in harmony with the land, always grateful for the courage of the young woman who ventured into the moonlit caves and brought back the gift of renewal. The end. In a quiet village nestled between rolling hills and serene meadows, there stood an ancient tree known as the Whispering Willow. This tree was special not only for its grandeur, its branches draped gracefully like a curtain, but for the magical whispers it was said to carry. Villagers believed that the tree could speak to those who truly listened, sharing secrets and stories from far-off lands. One fine spring morning, a kind-hearted girl named Elowen, who had recently moved to the village, discovered the Whispering Willow. She had heard tales of its magic but had never truly believed them. Elowen was curious and decided to visit the tree. She approached the Whispering Willow and sat quietly beneath its sweeping branches. The gentle breeze rustled the leaves, creating a soothing melody. Elowen closed her eyes and listened carefully. To her amazement, she began to hear faint whispers, like a conversation carried on the wind. "Find the golden acorn," the whispers said. "It will grant you one wish." Elowen's eyes flew open, and she looked around. The village elders had spoken of a golden acorn in old stories, but no one had ever seen it. Determined to uncover the truth, Elowen set off on a quest to find the mysterious acorn. Her journey took her through meadows, across streams, and into the heart of the nearby forest. The forest was known for its enchanting beauty and hidden secrets. As she walked deeper into the woods, she encountered various creatures, gentle deer, wise owls, and mischievous squirrels. Each one seemed to offer her a clue, guiding her further along her path. At dusk, Elowen came upon a sparkling brook. The water flowed with a soft, golden light, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. She followed the brook until she reached a small, hidden glade where a magical fountain stood. The fountain was adorned with intricate carvings of woodland creatures and shimmering stones. As Elowen approached the fountain, a tiny figure emerged from behind it, a fairy named Leora. Leora's wings sparkled with a spectrum of colors, and her eyes twinkled with kindness. "You seek the golden acorn," Leora said with a smile. "It is hidden within the heart of the forest, a place where only those with pure intentions can find it." Leora explained that the heart of the forest was a mystical grove that could only be accessed by solving a riddle. She then presented Elowen with a small, ornate box and said, "To find the heart, you must answer this riddle. I have keys but no locks, I have space but no room, you can enter but not go outside. What am I?" Elowen pondered the riddle, her brow furrowed in thought. After a moment, she realized the answer. A piano, she said confidently. The box opened with a soft click, and inside was a map to the heart of the forest. Iloan thanked Leora and followed the map through winding paths and ancient trees. The forest seemed to come alive with a soft, magical glow, guiding her steps. At last, Iloan arrived at the heart of the forest. A serene glade with a majestic tree at its center. The tree had branches that shimmered like silver and leaves that glowed with a soft, golden light. Beneath its roots lay a small, golden acorn, bathed in a gentle, ethereal light. With great care, Iloan picked up the golden acorn. As she held it, she felt a warm, comforting energy fill her heart. She made a wish for the well-being and happiness of her new village and its people. As the sun set and the first stars began to twinkle in the sky, the golden acorn's light grew brighter, spreading a warm glow throughout the forest. Iloan returned to the village, where the whispering willow greeted her with a rustling of its leaves, as if thanking her for restoring its magic. The village soon experienced a wave of good fortune and harmony. Crops flourished, families grew closer, and a sense of joy filled the air. The whispering willow's whispers were now filled with tales of hope and happiness, and the villagers celebrated Iloan's bravery and kindness. Iloan continued to visit the whispering willow, listening to its tales and sharing the magic she had found. The golden acorn remained a cherished symbol of the village's prosperity, and the whispering willow stood as a reminder of the power of pure intentions and the magic of discovery. And so, the village thrived under the light of the whispering willow, where dreams and wishes became a part of the everyday magic that brought them all together. Once upon a time, in the lush kingdom of Arboris, there was a magnificent lake known as Silver Lake. Its waters sparkled like liquid moonlight and were said to have the power to grant wishes to those who were kind and true of heart. The lake was protected by an ancient and wise guardian, a gentle water spirit named Selene, who ensured that the lake's magic remained pure and untainted. In the nearby village of Loria, there lived a humble shepherd boy named Theo. Theo was known for his kindness towards animals and his deep love for nature. He often dreamt of seeing the Silver Lake and learning its secrets. His grandfather had once told him stories about the magical waters and the guardian who watched over them. One day, while Theo was tending his flock in the meadow, he found a small, wounded bird. With great care, he nursed the bird back to health. As a token of gratitude, the bird, which was a magical creature in disguise, whispered to Theo about the troubles at Silver Lake. The lake's magic was fading because a dark sorcerer named Grimler was trying to steal its power. Determined to help, Theo set out on a journey to Silver Lake. His only companion was a clever little mouse named Pip, who had a keen sense of direction and a knack for solving puzzles. As they ventured towards the lake, they faced various challenges that tested their courage and kindness. The first challenge was a dense fog that enveloped the forest near the lake. In the heart of the fog, they encountered a grumpy old troll named Goran who blocked their way. "To pass, you must solve my riddle," Goran grumbled. Goran's riddle was, "I speak without a mouth and hear without ears. I have no body, but I come alive with wind. What am I?" Theo thought carefully and answered, "An echo." Goran's grumpy expression softened. "You have answered correctly. You may pass. But beware, the path to the lake is fraught with dangers." With Goran's warning in mind, Theo and Pip continued their journey. Soon, they reached the edge of Silver Lake, only to find that it was shrouded in darkness. Grimler had cast a spell that dimmed the lake's light and corrupted its waters. At the center of the lake stood Selene, her radiant form dimmed by the sorcerer's dark magic. She greeted Theo and Pip with a tired smile. "Brave ones, you have come at a time of great peril. Grimler seeks to steal the lake's magic to become the most powerful sorcerer. I need your help to restore the light." Selene explained that to break Grimler's spell, Theo needed to find 3 enchanted gems hidden in the forest. Each gem represented an aspect of the lake's magic: courage, compassion, and wisdom. Only with all 3 gems could the light be restored. Theo and Pip set out to find the gems. Their first stop was a hidden glade where the gem of courage was said to be hidden. There, they encountered a fierce and magical lion named Leon, who guarded the gem. To earn the Gem of Courage, you must show bravery, Leon roared. Face your fears and prove your worth. Theo took a deep breath and approached Leon. He faced his fears head-on, recalling his experiences of helping animals and standing up for what was right. His bravery and pure heart won Leon's respect, and he received the Gem of Courage. Next, they ventured to a secluded grove where the Gem of Compassion was hidden. In the grove, they found a sorrowful deer whose fawn was trapped in a snare. Theo and Pip freed the fawn and tended to the deer's wounds. Moved by Theo's compassion, the deer revealed the Gem of Compassion hidden beneath a moss-covered stone. The final gem, the Gem of Wisdom, was said to be in a cavern guarded by an ancient owl named Orin. Orin presented Theo with a series of challenging puzzles that required insight and thoughtfulness to solve. Theo and Pip worked together, using their knowledge and wisdom to solve the puzzles, and Orin awarded them the Gem of Wisdom. With all three gems in hand, Theo and Pip returned to Silver Lake. Celine was overjoyed as Theo placed the gems in a ceremonial basin at the lake's edge. The gems began to glow brightly, their light mingling with the lake's waters. The dark spell was lifted, and the lake's magic was restored, shining with its original brilliance. Grimler, unable to withstand the restored light, was driven away by the powerful magic. Celine thanked Theo and Pip for their bravery and selflessness. You have saved the lake and preserved its magic. Your kindness and courage will be remembered forever. Theo and Pip returned to their village, where they were hailed as heroes. The lake continued to sparkle with its enchanting light, and its magic was shared with all who visited. Theo learned that true power came not from seeking glory but from the courage and compassion one showed to others. And so, the kingdom of Loria flourished, and the tale of Theo and the Silver Lake became a cherished legend, reminding all of the importance of kindness, courage, and wisdom. And they lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills and lush meadows, lived a kind-hearted boy named Finn. Finn had a special gift: he could talk to animals. His days were spent helping his animal friends, from calming a frightened squirrel to guiding lost birds back to their nests. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Finn heard a soft, sorrowful cry coming from the forest. Guided by the sound, he followed a narrow, winding path until he reached a moonlit glade where a large, golden owl perched on a low branch, looking distressed. "Please, help me," the owl said in a voice that was both gentle and wise. "I am Oliver, the guardian of this forest. A terrible curse has been placed upon our land by a spiteful sorceress. The magic that protects our forest is fading, and if it vanishes completely, all the creatures will lose their home." Finn's heart ached at the thought of his animal friends losing their home. "What can I do to help?" he asked. Oliver's eyes shone with hope. "The only way to break the curse is to retrieve the Heartstone of the forest, which lies hidden in the Cave of Echoes. But beware, the cave is guarded by the sorceress's enchanted beasts. Only someone with a pure heart and brave spirit can succeed." Finn nodded resolutely. "I'll find the Heartstone." The owl guided Finn to the entrance of the Cave of Echoes. As Finn stepped inside, he was met with a labyrinth of twisting tunnels. The walls glowed faintly with bioluminescent moss, and the air was filled with eerie whispers. Finn took a deep breath and began his journey, determined to overcome any challenge. As he ventured deeper into the cave, Finn encountered three magical beasts: a grumpy stone lion, a mischievous shadow fox, and a solemn water serpent. Each guardian posed a riddle that Finn needed to solve in order to proceed. The stone lion roared, "What has keys but cannot open locks?" Finn thought carefully and answered, "A piano." Impressed, the lion stepped aside, allowing Finn to continue. Next, the shadow fox asked, "What can you catch but not throw?" Finn smiled, "A cold." With a flicker of approval, the fox vanished into the shadows. Finally, the water serpent slithered forward and asked, "What gets wetter the more it dries?" Finn answered confidently, "A towel." With a graceful nod, the serpent parted the way to the inner chamber of the cave. There, resting on a pedestal bathed in a soft, ethereal light, was the heartstone of the forest. It was a radiant gem that pulsed with the heartbeat of the forest itself. Finn carefully picked up the heartstone, feeling its warmth spread through his hands. As he turned to leave, the cave began to tremble, and the entrance was blocked by a swirling, dark mist. The sorceress herself appeared, her eyes flashing with malice. "You think you can take the heartstone and undo my work?" she sneered. Finn stood tall and said, "I believe in the magic of this forest and in the power of kindness and courage. You cannot keep its heart hidden forever." The sorceress was taken aback by Finn's bravery and pure spirit. With a haughty laugh, she vanished into the mist, which cleared as she disappeared. Finn made his way back to the glade with the heartstone. As he approached, the forest began to glow with renewed vibrancy. The trees sparkled with fresh leaves, and the animals emerged, their spirits lifted. Oliver the owl fluttered down and perched on Finn's shoulder. "You have saved our home, brave Finn. The forest will forever be grateful." The heartstone was placed back in its rightful place, and the enchantment was restored. Finn was celebrated as a hero by all the creatures of the forest, and from that day on, he continued to help and protect his friends with even more dedication. And so, Finn lived happily, knowing that he had not only found courage within himself but also had safeguarded the magical world he loved so dearly. The Whispering Willow. Once upon a time, in a tranquil valley surrounded by rolling hills and sparkling streams, there was a magical village named Elmswood. The village was known for its stunning landscapes and the enchanted Whispering Willow, a grand tree that stood at the center of the village square. The Whispering Willow was famous for its ability to grant one wish each year during the harvest moon, a time when the moon was full and glowing with silver light. In Elmswood lived a gentle boy named Finn. Finn was known for his compassion and his love for animals. He spent his days helping the villagers with their chores and caring for the creatures of the forest. Despite his kindness, Finn's family struggled. His parents were elderly and their farm had fallen into disrepair. Finn wished more than anything for his family to have enough food and to restore their farm. The night of the harvest moon. As the harvest moon approached, the village of Elmswood buzzed with excitement. The Whispering Willow was adorned with twinkling lanterns and garlands of autumn leaves. The villagers gathered around the tree, each hoping for a chance to make their wish under the moon's magical glow. Finn, who had always admired the Whispering Willow from afar, felt a deep longing in his heart. He knew that the tree's magic could make a difference for his family, so he decided to visit the tree during the harvest moon. On the night of the full moon, Finn quietly made his way to the village square. He carried a small bundle of apples and a loaf of bread as a token of gratitude for the tree's magic, believing that kindness should be rewarded. Meeting the Whispering Willow. As Finn approached the Whispering Willow, he was struck by its majestic beauty. The tree's branches swayed gently in the moonlight, and a soft whispering sound filled the air. Finn took a deep breath and spoke softly, "Great Whispering Willow, I wish for my family to have enough food and for our farm to be restored." The Whispering Willow's leaves rustled as if it were contemplating Finn's wish. A shimmering light began to emanate from the tree, enveloping Finn in a warm, soothing glow. A gentle voice, like the rustling of leaves, spoke, "Your heart is pure, and your intentions are kind. Your wish shall be granted, but remember that true magic lies in selflessness and the bonds you share with those you love." The magic unfolds. The next morning, Finn returned to his family's farm and was greeted by a miraculous sight. The farm had been magically restored, the fields were lush and green, the barn was repaired, and the animals were well fed. There was even a bountiful harvest of fruits and vegetables. Finn's parents were overjoyed and amazed. They hugged Finn tightly, grateful for the miraculous change. Finn shared the apples and bread he had brought with the villagers, ensuring that everyone had enough to eat. His act of sharing made the village even more united and joyful. The villagers celebrated the harvest moon with a grand feast, where Finn was honored for his selflessness and bravery. The Whispering Willow's magic had not only transformed Finn's family's fortunes but had also brought the entire village closer together. The legacy of the Whispering Willow. Years later, Elmswood continued to thrive, and the Whispering Willow remained a symbol of hope and generosity. The tale of Finn and the Whispering Willow was passed down through generations, teaching the villagers the importance of kindness and the magic that lies within a generous heart. Finn grew up to be a beloved figure in Elmswood, known for his wisdom and his dedication to helping others. The Whispering Willow continued to grant its wish each year, reminding everyone that true magic comes from the love and selflessness we show to one another. And so, Elmswood remained a land of harmony and prosperity, forever blessed by the magic of the Whispering Willow in the heart of one extraordinary young boy. Once upon a time, in a village that lay cradled between misty mountains and a deep, shimmering lake, there was a little girl named Lila. Lila had a special gift: she could talk to animals. Her days were filled with laughter and adventure as she roamed the woods, making friends with every creature she met. One crisp autumn evening, as Lila was playing near the edge of the lake, she noticed a strange, flickering light dancing on the water. Curious, she followed the light to a small, hidden cove she had never seen before. There, lying among the rocks, was an old lantern with intricate designs etched into its surface. Lila picked up the lantern, and as she held it, the light inside grew brighter, casting a soft, warm glow. A gentle voice seemed to whisper from within, "Help us, and the magic of the lantern will be yours." Excited, Lila carried the lantern home. She soon learned that it was no ordinary lantern; it had the power to grant wishes. But there was a catch: the wishes must be made with a heart full of kindness. As Lila went about her days, she used the lantern to help others. She wished for a new well for the village, so the townsfolk no longer had to carry heavy buckets from the distant river. She wished for a cozy shelter for the village animals during the harsh winter. Each wish she made brought joy and relief to those around her. One day, a terrible storm rolled into the village. The wind howled, and the rain poured relentlessly, flooding the fields and causing havoc. Lila knew she had to help. She went to the lantern and made a heartfelt wish for the storm to cease and for the village to be safe. As soon as she made her wish, a radiant light burst from the lantern, illuminating the sky. The storm clouds began to part, and a gentle rain fell, slowly calming the tempest. The villagers looked up in awe as the storm faded and the skies cleared. Grateful and relieved, the villagers gathered around Lila. They celebrated with a grand feast and thanked her for her bravery and kindness. Lila smiled and realized that while the lantern was a powerful tool, the true magic came from the love and care she had put into her wishes. That night, as Lila looked at the now calm and beautiful village, she knew that the lantern had taught her an important lesson: that the greatest magic of all is the kindness and compassion we share with others. Lila continued to use the lantern to spread joy, but she also learned to use her own heart to make the world a better place. The lantern remained a cherished treasure, a symbol of the light that kindness brings to every corner of the world. And so, the village thrived, and Lila's legacy lived on through the acts of kindness she inspired. The Starlight Lantern was passed down through generations, reminding everyone of the true magic that lies within a heart full of love. Once upon a time, in a land where magic and reality intertwined seamlessly, there was a mystical forest known as the Enchanted Forest of Serendipity. The forest was renowned for its enchanting beauty and the peculiar magic that seemed to have a mind of its own. It was said that those who ventured into the forest would find what they most needed, though not always what they expected. In the heart of a quaint village on the edge of this forest lived a young girl named Elara. She was known throughout the village for her kindness and curious spirit. Elara had always dreamed of adventure beyond the village's borders and often found herself gazing wistfully into the depths of the enchanted forest. One crisp autumn morning, as the leaves rustled with the whisper of a breeze, Elara discovered a peculiar old map in her grandmother's attic. The map was adorned with intricate patterns and a glowing, mysterious inscription that read, "To find what you seek, follow the path of light and listen to the whispers of the ancient trees." Elara's heart raced with excitement. She decided that today was the day she would explore the forest and uncover its secrets. Packing a small satchel with essentials, she set out towards the enchanted forest. As she entered the forest, the atmosphere changed. The air shimmered with a gentle, golden light, and the trees seemed to hum with a soft, melodious tune. Elara followed the map, which led her along a winding path bathed in a warm, ethereal glow. The further she ventured, the more the forest revealed its wonders. The trees began to speak to her, their voices soft and rustling. They told her of a hidden glade deep within the forest where dreams and reality intertwined. The glade was said to hold the answers to any question and the key to one's deepest desires. After hours of walking, guided by the whispers of the trees, Elara reached a serene glade surrounded by ancient oaks. In the center of the glade stood a magnificent fountain made of shimmering crystal. Its waters sparkled with every color of the rainbow, casting a kaleidoscope of lights across the clearing. Elara approached the fountain and saw a small inscription on its base: "Speak your heart's true desire, and the forest will grant you wisdom." Taking a deep breath, Elara closed her eyes and whispered her wish. "I seek to understand the true meaning of adventure and to discover my purpose in this world." As she spoke, the water in the fountain began to swirl and rise, forming a vision in the air. Elara saw scenes of her village, her family, and her own life interspersed with images of distant lands and people she had never met. The vision revealed that true adventure was not merely about exploring new places but about understanding and embracing one's role in the world. When the vision faded, Elara felt a profound sense of clarity. She realized that her purpose was not only to seek adventures far and wide but also to bring the magic and wonder she found back to her village. It was her destiny to inspire and uplift those around her, sharing the beauty and wisdom she encountered. As she prepared to leave the glade, the forest seemed to pulse with approval. The trees whispered their blessings, and the golden light of the path guided her back to the village. Elara returned home with a heart full of wonder and a renewed sense of purpose. She began sharing her tales of the enchanted forest and the lessons she had learned. Her stories captivated the villagers, sparking their imaginations and encouraging them to seek their own adventures. The village thrived under Elara's newfound wisdom. People began to cherish their own lives more deeply, finding magic in their everyday routines. The enchanted forest remained a place of mystery and wonder, but now, it was a symbol of the possibilities that lay within each person's heart. And so, Elara lived out her days as a storyteller and dreamer, her life an adventure in itself, bringing joy and inspiration to all who crossed her path. The enchanted forest continued to be a place where dreams were born. And adventure was always just a step away. And they all lived happily ever after. The tale of the Whispering Pond. In a lush, green valley surrounded by rolling hills and ancient forests, there lay a small village named Greenhaven. Greenhaven was known for its peaceful nature and its central feature, the Whispering Pond, a serene body of water said to hold the wisdom of ages and the power to grant one heartfelt wish each year. In this charming village lived a young boy named Finn. Finn was known for his adventurous spirit and kind heart. Despite his many friends and a loving family, he felt a deep yearning to find his true calling and understand the purpose of his life. The enchanted wish. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual moon festival, which coincided with the day the Whispering Pond granted its wish, Finn approached the pond with a heavy heart. He knelt beside the water, gazing at the moon's reflection shimmering on its surface, and made his wish: "I wish to know my true purpose." As the moonlight touched the pond, a soft voice echoed from the water. "To find your true purpose, you must first discover the hidden light within yourself. Seek the path of the lost fireflies, and you shall find what you seek." The path of fireflies. Determined to uncover the meaning behind the cryptic message, Finn set out that night into the nearby forest, guided by the gentle glow of fireflies. The forest was alive with the sounds of nocturnal creatures and the rustling of leaves, and the air was filled with a sweet, earthy fragrance. Following the fireflies' dance, Finn wandered deeper into the forest until he reached a clearing bathed in a soft, ethereal light. In the center of the clearing was an ancient, twisted oak tree with a hollow trunk. The fireflies gathered around the tree, their light flickering like tiny stars. The oak tree's secret. Finn approached the tree and peered into the hollow trunk. Inside, he found a small, intricately carved wooden box. He carefully opened the box to reveal a delicate golden key and a note. The note read, "The true purpose is not always in the finding but in the journey. Use the key to unlock the light within." Curious and excited, Finn looked around and noticed a faint beam of light emanating from beneath the roots of the oak tree. He used the golden key to carefully lift a hidden panel, revealing a secret compartment filled with a glowing crystal. The heart of the crystal. As Finn held the crystal, its light grew brighter and warmer. He felt a surge of energy and understanding wash over him. The light from the crystal seemed to reflect his innermost thoughts and desires. In that moment, Finn realized that his true purpose was to bring light and joy to others, to help guide those who were lost or in need. With this newfound clarity, Finn returned to Greenhaven, his heart brimming with a sense of purpose and excitement. He began to use his skills and kindness to support his community, helping with various tasks, offering encouragement, and sharing his adventures. A village transformed. Finn's newfound sense of purpose had a profound impact on Greenhaven. The village thrived as a place of warmth and support, where neighbors helped one another and the community flourished with new projects and ideas. The Moon Festival became an even more special event, celebrating not just the Whispering Pond's magic but also the light within each individual. The villagers often looked to Finn as a source of inspiration, and his story became a beloved legend in Greenhaven. They learned that the journey to discover one's purpose could be as magical and rewarding as the purpose itself. The legacy of the Whispering Pond. Years passed, and Finn's legacy continued to shine brightly in Greenhaven. The Whispering Pond remained a cherished part of the village, a symbol of the wisdom and magic that guided Finn on his journey. Each year, the villagers would visit the pond, making their own wishes and finding their own paths. And so, the village of Greenhaven thrived under the guiding light of its people, forever inspired by the tale of a young boy who found his true purpose through the magic of the Whispering Pond and the journey of the lost fireflies. Once upon a time, in a quaint kingdom nestled between rolling hills and sparkling rivers, there was a beautiful forest known as Everwood. Everwood was no ordinary forest. It was home to magical creatures and plants that glowed with an ethereal light. The most precious treasure of Everwood was a brilliant star that hung above the forest like a luminous guardian, keeping the forest safe and vibrant. One day, as the forest creatures prepared for the annual Moonlight Festival, a dark cloud swept over Everwood. The star, which had always shone brightly, began to dim. Panic spread among the animals as they realized that the star was missing from its place in the sky. The wise old owl, Ali, called an emergency meeting. "We must find the star and bring it back before the Moonlight Festival begins," Ali hooted. "Otherwise, Everwood will lose its magic and fall into darkness." Among the forest's inhabitants was a brave young fox named Fern. Though small, Fern was known for her cleverness and unyielding courage. She stepped forward and volunteered to find the missing star. Ali gave her a shimmering map that showed the forest's hidden paths and landmarks. Fern set off on her quest, guided by the map and the whispers of the forest. Her first stop was the enchanted stream, a place where the water sparkled like diamonds. There, she met a wise old turtle named Tiberius. "The star is in grave danger," Tiberius said with a slow, deliberate voice. "It was stolen by the Shadow Sorcerer, a dark figure who resides in the Cursed Cavern. You must seek his help to find the star." Fern thanked Tiberius and continued her journey, heading toward the Cursed Cavern. The cavern was known for its twisting tunnels and eerie shadows. As Fern approached, she saw the entrance covered in thick, black vines. Summoning her courage, she pushed through and entered the cavern. Inside, the cavern was filled with echoes and shadows. Fern carefully made her way through the dark tunnels until she reached a large chamber. In the center of the chamber sat the Shadow Sorcerer, a mysterious figure cloaked in darkness. The sorcerer held the star, which had lost its brilliance and now glowed dimly. "Why have you taken the star?" Fern asked, trying to sound brave. The Shadow Sorcerer looked at Fern with tired eyes. "I did not want to steal it. The star's light was fading because of the darkness that has settled in my heart. I wanted to hold it close to see if I could restore its light." Fern felt sympathy for the sorcerer. "But the star belongs to Everwood. It keeps the forest alive. Without it, the forest will lose its magic." The sorcerer sighed. "I understand now. I will return the star, but only if you can help me with one thing. I need to find a way to heal the darkness in my heart." Fern thought for a moment and then said, "There is a special flower in the heart of Everwood called the Moonlight Blossom. It has the power to heal and restore. If we find it, we might be able to help you." Together, Fern and the Shadow Sorcerer journeyed back to Everwood. With the sorcerer's help, they navigated through the forest and found the Moonlight Blossom glowing softly under the light of the full moon. The sorcerer held the blossom close, and its gentle light began to fill him with warmth and peace. As the darkness in his heart faded, the star's light grew brighter and more vibrant. Fern took the star and placed it back in the sky, where it shone even more brightly than before. With the star restored, Everwood was once again bathed in its magical glow. The forest celebrated the Moonlight Festival with great joy, and the Shadow Sorcerer, now transformed by the light of the Moonlight Blossom, was welcomed as a friend. Fern was hailed as a hero, and the forest creatures were grateful for her bravery and kindness. The sorcerer promised to protect Everwood and to use his powers for good from that day forward. And so, Everwood continued to thrive, glowing with the star's light and the magic of friendship. Fern's courage had not only saved the forest but had also brought a lost soul back into the light. Once upon a time, in a picturesque valley surrounded by towering mountains and verdant meadows, lay a serene village named Rivermist. The village was known for its gentle river that flowed through it and a mystical lake nearby, known as the Whispering Lake. The lake was said to have magical properties, whispering secrets and granting wishes to those who truly believed in its enchantment. The villagers held the Whispering Lake in high regard, but few had ventured close to it due to the legends of an elusive guardian that protected its magic. The guardian was said to be a graceful water nymph named Seraphina, who only revealed herself to those with a heart full of courage and purity. In Rivermist lived a young girl named Eloan, known for her adventurous spirit and kind heart. She had always been fascinated by the stories of the Whispering Lake and longed to discover its secrets. One day, while tending her garden, Eloan overheard a conversation about a terrible drought affecting a neighboring village. The villagers there were suffering, and Eloan felt a strong desire to help. Determined to find a way to bring relief, Eloan decided to seek out the Whispering Lake and its guardian, hoping that the lake's magic could offer a solution. She packed a small satchel with provisions and set off on her journey, following a winding path that led to the lake. As Eloan approached the Whispering Lake, she noticed its surface was unusually calm, reflecting the sky like a giant, shimmering mirror. The air was filled with the soft, melodious whispers of the lake, which seemed to guide her steps. Suddenly, a gentle mist rose from the lake, and from within it emerged Seraphina, the water nymph. Seraphina had flowing hair that sparkled like water under moonlight and eyes that glowed with a deep, emerald green. "Welcome, Eloan," Seraphina said in a voice as soft as the breeze. "What brings you to the Whispering Lake?" Eloan took a deep breath and replied, "I have come to seek the lake's magic to help a neighboring village suffering from a severe drought. I wish to bring them relief and restore their lands." Seraphina's eyes softened with empathy. "Your heart is pure, Eloan, but to gain the lake's blessing, you must first prove your worthiness by completing 3 tasks. Each task will test your courage, compassion, and wisdom." Eloan nodded, ready to face the challenges. Seraphina pointed towards a distant island in the center of the lake, where the first task awaited. The island was home to a giant, tangled thicket of thorny vines. At the heart of the thicket lay a trapped swan, its wings caught in the thorns. Eloan carefully navigated the thorns, freeing the swan with gentle hands. The swan, grateful and now free, revealed itself to be an enchanted prince. "You have shown great compassion," the prince said. "For your kindness, I shall grant you a feather of courage. Use it wisely." Eloan took the feather and continued to the next task, which was a series of floating platforms across the lake. The platforms were unstable, and a heavy storm had begun to brew, making the crossing treacherous. Eloan used the feather of courage to steady herself and carefully navigate the stormy waters, reaching the other side safely. There, a wise old turtle named Tortius awaited her. Tortius presented the final task. "To complete this challenge, you must solve a riddle. The answer will reveal the path to the lake's magic. Here is your riddle. I have cities but no houses, forests but no trees, and rivers but no water. What am I? Eloan thought for a moment and answered, a map. Tortius nodded and pointed to a hidden grove behind him. In the center of the grove stood a magical spring, its waters glowing with an ethereal light. You have proven your worth, Tortius said. Drink from this spring, and you shall receive the lake's blessing. Eloan drank from the spring, and as she did, she felt a powerful, soothing energy flow through her. She returned to Seraphina, who smiled with approval. The magic of the Whispering Lake is now yours to carry, Seraphina said. Go forth and use it to bring relief to those in need. With the lake's blessing, Eloan journeyed back to the neighboring village, where she used the magic to create rain and rejuvenate the land. The drought was soon over, and the village flourished once more. The villagers celebrated Eloan's bravery and selflessness, and Rivermist and the neighboring village formed a lasting bond. And so, Eloan's tale of courage and compassion was passed down through generations, reminding all who heard it of the power of kindness and the magic that lies in a pure heart. Once upon a time, in the heart of the Whispering Woods, there was a mystical kingdom called Lumina. Lumina was known for its breathtaking beauty, with sparkling lakes, lush meadows, and an ancient forest that shimmered under the light of the moon. At the center of this enchanted forest was the Crystal Glade, where a legendary flower called the Sapphire Bloom grew only once every century. The Sapphire Bloom was said to have the power to grant a single wish to anyone who possessed it. In the village of Lumina lived a brave young girl named Eloan. She had heard many tales of the Sapphire Bloom and its magical powers. Her grandmother had once told her that the flower's magic could help her village, which was currently suffering from a terrible drought. Determined to help her people, Eloan decided to embark on a quest to find the Sapphire Bloom. Accompanied by her loyal companion, a clever fox named Sable, she set off towards the Crystal Glade. As Eloan and Sable ventured through the Whispering Woods, they encountered their first challenge, a wide, treacherous river that blocked their path. The river was known to be guarded by a wise old turtle named Tiberius. Tiberius appeared from the water, his shell adorned with ancient runes. To cross this river, Tiberius said, you must answer a riddle. I can fly without wings. I can cry without eyes. Wherever I go, darkness flies. What am I? Eloan thought for a moment and then replied, a cloud. The old turtle nodded approvingly and created a magical bridge of shimmering mist that allowed Eloan and Sable to cross the river safely. Continuing their journey, they reached a dense part of the forest where the trees were enchanted to move and change their positions. The path seemed to twist and turn, leading them in circles. Eloan felt a pang of frustration but remembered a lesson from her grandmother about staying calm and observing her surroundings. She noticed that the trees were aligning themselves with the position of the sun and the moon. By carefully following the alignment, Eloan and Sable found their way through the shifting forest and arrived at the edge of the Crystal Glade. At the entrance of the glade stood a grand, ancient gate made of intertwined vines and flowers. The gate was guarded by a magnificent dragon named Aurelian. Aurelian's scales shimmered like molten gold, and his eyes were like fiery embers. You have come seeking the Sapphire Bloom, Aurelian said in a deep, resonant voice. But to obtain it, you must prove your heart's true intention. Show me why you deserve to receive the flower. Eloan took a deep breath and spoke with sincerity. I seek the Sapphire Bloom to save my village from the drought. My people are suffering, and I wish to restore their land to its former beauty. I believe that with the flower's magic, I can bring hope and life back to my home. Aurelian's gaze softened, and he could see the purity of Eloan's heart. Your intentions are noble, the dragon said. You have proven your worthiness. The Sapphire Bloom is within the glade, but be warned, it is protected by a powerful enchantment. Eloan and Sable entered the glade, which was bathed in an otherworldly light. At its center was the Sapphire Bloom, its petals glowing like liquid starlight. As Eloan approached the flower, a swirling mist rose around it, creating a labyrinth of illusions. Determined, Eloan focused on the true beauty of the Sapphire Bloom and her purpose for seeking it. She closed her eyes and envisioned the thriving village she wished to help. As she did so, the mist began to dissipate, and the path to the flower became clear. With great care, Eloan picked the sapphire bloom and felt its warmth in her hands. She thanked Aurelian for his guidance and began her journey back to her village. When Eloan returned to Lumina, the villagers greeted her with joy and relief. She placed the sapphire bloom in the center of the village square, and as its magic was unleashed, the land began to transform. Rain clouds gathered and gentle rain fell, nourishing the parched earth. The once dry fields turned green, and flowers bloomed in vibrant colors. The villagers celebrated with a grand feast, honoring Eloan's bravery and selflessness. The sapphire bloom's magic had not only saved their village, but also brought them closer together. Eloan's tale became a cherished legend in Lumina, a reminder of the power of determination, kindness, and the magic that can be found when one follows their heart. The kingdom of Lumina thrived under the light of the sapphire bloom, living happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled between rolling hills and sparkling lakes, there was a small village known for its vibrant markets and friendly inhabitants. At the heart of the village stood an old curiosity shop run by a wise and kind woman named Eloan. Among the shop's many peculiar items was a dusty, ornate compass that had not been touched in years. This compass was no ordinary compass. It was known as the Whispering Compass, rumored to guide those who were lost not just physically, but in their hearts and minds. However, its true magic had long been forgotten. One crisp autumn day, a young boy named Finn, who had recently moved to the village, wandered into Eloan's shop. Finn was a dreamer with a heart full of adventure, but he often felt out of place in the village. He was searching for a sense of purpose and belonging. As Finn explored the shop, his gaze fell upon the Whispering Compass. It seemed to call out to him, and he picked it up with curiosity. The compass felt warm in his hand, and its needle twitched as if eager to move. Eloan noticed his fascination and told him the compass's story. This compass, Eloan explained, is said to guide those who seek their true path. It whispers gentle advice to those who listen closely. Intrigued, Finn decided to take the compass with him, hoping it might help him find his place in the village. That night, as the moonlight bathed his room in a soft glow, Finn took out the compass and held it close. The compass began to hum softly, and the needle spun before pointing decisively toward the window. Following the compass's direction, Finn ventured out into the moonlit village. The compass led him through winding streets and quiet alleys until it guided him to a beautiful, secluded garden at the edge of the village. The garden was filled with rare and fragrant flowers, each one glowing under the moonlight. In the center of the garden stood a grand, ancient oak tree with a hollow trunk. Finn approached the tree and, to his surprise, discovered a small, hidden door in the trunk. With a sense of wonder, he opened the door and found a tiny, enchanted room inside. The room was filled with old books, maps, and artifacts, each telling stories of adventures and dreams. As Finn explored the room, he noticed a dusty journal on a wooden table. The journal's pages were filled with drawings and notes about the village's history and its people. Among the pages, Finn found a map marking several key locations in the village, each associated with a story of someone who had found their true calling. Suddenly, the Whispering Compass glowed brightly, and a gentle, melodic voice filled the room. The true path lies in understanding and connecting with others. Share the stories you find and help others discover their dreams. Inspired by the compass's message, Finn decided to share the journal's stories with the villagers. He began organizing gatherings where he told the tales of the village's past, the dreams of its people, and the adventures of those who had once lived there. The villagers were captivated by Finn's storytelling, and they began to feel a renewed sense of connection with their community and their own aspirations. The garden became a gathering place where people would come to share their dreams and find inspiration. Over time, Finn became an integral part of the village, helping others discover their own paths and dreams. The Whispering Compass continued to guide him, not just to places but to the hearts of those around him. Finn found that his true purpose was to bring people together and help them find their own sense of belonging. The village flourished with new energy and unity, and the once forgotten garden became a symbol of hope and discovery. The Whispering Compass, now a cherished artifact, was placed on display in Aloan's shop, a reminder of the magic that could be found in listening to one's heart and the power of sharing stories. And so, Finn's adventure led him to the heart of his own community, and the Whispering Compass's magic continued to inspire those who sought their true path. One story at a time. The end. Once upon a time, in the picturesque kingdom of Arandel, there was a grand castle surrounded by lush gardens and sparkling streams. In this kingdom, music was cherished above all else, for it was believed that the melodies played by the royal musicians held the power to influence the world around them. The kingdom's most treasured artifact was a magical harp known as the Enchanted Melody. It was said that whoever played the harp with a pure heart and noble intentions could bring about incredible changes. The harp had been safeguarded in the castle's music chamber for generations, and only those deemed worthy were allowed to touch it. In the heart of Arandel lived a humble young girl named Elara. Elara was known for her exceptional talent with the flute. Her melodies were so enchanting that they could make flowers bloom and calm restless animals. Despite her talent, Elara was modest and always used her music to help those in need. One day, a terrible drought struck Arandel, causing the once vibrant fields to turn brown and the rivers to dry up. The kingdom's people were in despair, and the king, desperate to save his land, called upon the court musicians for help. But even their most beautiful music could not bring relief. In his desperation, the king decided to seek out the enchanted melody, hoping its magic could save the kingdom. However, the harp was kept under lock and key, and the only way to access it was through a series of magical trials. The king announced a challenge. Whoever could prove themselves worthy through these trials would earn the right to play the harp and restore the kingdom. Hearing about the challenge, Elara decided to enter. Though she was not a member of the court, she felt a deep sense of duty to help her beloved kingdom. She arrived at the castle and was greeted by the royal guards. They were skeptical at first but allowed her to take part in the trials after learning of her pure intentions. The first trial was to find a lost melody in the Whispering Woods. The woods were filled with eerie sounds and strange echoes. Elara entered the woods and followed the softest melody she could hear, trusting her instincts and the soothing power of her flute. She found a hidden grove where an ancient, enchanted tree played a gentle tune. By playing her flute in harmony with the tree's melody, she recovered the lost melody and passed the first trial. The second trial required Elara to solve the puzzle of echoes. She was led to a cavern where the walls were covered with glowing runes and mysterious echoes. The challenge was to decipher a musical riddle that would unlock the next gate. Elara listened carefully to the echoes and played a sequence of notes on her flute. Her music resonated perfectly with the cavern's echoes, revealing the path forward. The final trial was the most daunting, to restore the kingdom's balance. Elara was led to a barren field where the enchanted melody's power was most needed. Here, she was faced with the task of calming the earth and sky to bring back the rain. She played her flute with all her heart, her melodies weaving through the air like a magical thread. As Elara played, the ground began to tremble gently. Clouds gathered overhead, and a soft, steady rain began to fall. The once dry fields started to regain their green hue, and the rivers slowly filled with fresh water. The kingdom's people emerged from their homes, astonished and filled with hope. Having successfully completed the trials, Elara was led to the music chamber where the enchanted melody awaited. She approached the harp with reverence and played a beautiful, soothing melody. The harp strings shimmered, and the music spread throughout the kingdom, healing not just the land but also the hearts of its people. The king, deeply moved by Elara's dedication and talent, declared her the kingdom's official musician and guardian of the enchanted melody. With Elara's continued help, Arandel flourished once more, and the drought became a distant memory. The tale of Elara and her magical flute became a cherished story in Arandel. It was a reminder that true magic lies not just in grand artifacts, but in the pure intentions and heartfelt actions of those who seek to make a difference. And so, the kingdom thrived, and Elara's melodies continued to bring joy and harmony to the land. And they all lived happily ever after. Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by lush green hills, there lived a young girl named May. May was a talented artist who loved to paint. She would spend hours every day, creating beautiful pictures of the world around her. Her family was poor, so she could only paint using old scraps of paper and a few colors she had made from crushed flowers and berries. But despite these humble materials, her paintings were full of life and beauty. May's greatest wish was to have a real paintbrush and proper paints. She dreamed of creating even more vivid and detailed pictures, ones that could bring joy to her entire village. However, she knew her family could not afford such things, so she kept her dream close to her heart. One day, as May was walking home from the market, she saw an old man sitting by the side of the road. He was dressed in tattered clothes, and his hair was as white as snow. Despite his appearance, his eyes sparkled with kindness. May, being the kind-hearted girl she was, approached him and offered him a small loaf of bread she had saved from her lunch. "Thank you, dear child," the old man said, his voice gentle. "You have a generous heart. In return for your kindness, I would like to give you a gift." From beneath his robes, the old man pulled out a paintbrush. It was unlike any brush May had ever seen. The handle was made of fine wood, polished smooth, and the bristles glowed with a soft, golden light. "This is a special paintbrush," the old man explained. "It has the power to bring whatever you paint to life. But remember, you must use it wisely and only for good." May's eyes widened in amazement as she took the paintbrush from the old man. "Thank you," she exclaimed, overwhelmed with gratitude. With the enchanted paintbrush in her hand, May rushed home, eager to try it out. She found a piece of paper and, with a deep breath, began to paint. She started with something simple, a bowl of fresh, ripe fruit. As soon as she finished the last stroke, something incredible happened. The fruit in the painting shimmered and then, right before her eyes, it became real. The bowl of fruit appeared on the table, just as if it had always been there. May gasped in delight and disbelief. The old man had spoken the truth. Whatever she painted would come to life. Excited by her new gift, May began to paint more things that her family needed. She painted a warm blanket for her mother, a sturdy pair of shoes for her father, and even a little wooden toy for her younger brother. Each painting came to life, and soon her family's small home was filled with all the things they had always wanted but could never afford. But May did not stop there. She knew that her village was poor, and many people struggled to get by. So she decided to use her paintbrush to help others as well. She painted bags of rice and vegetables for her neighbors, who were always short on food. She painted clothes for the children who had none. She even painted a well in the village square, so everyone could have fresh, clean water to drink. Word of May's magical paintbrush quickly spread throughout the village, and people came from far and wide to see her. They marveled at the gifts she had created, and they were grateful for her kindness. The village, which had once been filled with hardship, was now a place of abundance and joy, all thanks to May and her enchanted paintbrush. However, not everyone was happy about May's good deeds. There was a greedy and cruel landlord who lived in a grand house on the hill overlooking the village. When he heard about the magical paintbrush, he was filled with envy. He wanted the paintbrush for himself, so he could use its power to grow even richer. One night, the landlord sent his servants to May's house to steal the paintbrush. They crept in while she was asleep and took it from her bedside table. When May woke up the next morning and saw that her paintbrush was gone, she was heartbroken. Meanwhile, the landlord began using the paintbrush for his own selfish desires. He painted chests full of gold and jewels, grand feasts with the finest foods, and magnificent palaces for himself. But because his heart was filled with greed, the things he painted did not bring him happiness. The gold turned to dust, the food spoiled, and the palaces crumbled to the ground. In desperation, the landlord sought out May. He demanded that she teach him how to use the paintbrush properly so that he could get what he wanted. May, who was wise beyond her years, knew that the paintbrush's magic could only work for good. She agreed to help the landlord, but she had a plan. She asked him what he desired most. "I want a palace greater than any other," the landlord said, "a palace that will last forever and make me the most powerful man in the land." May nodded and asked for the paintbrush. The landlord handed it to her eagerly, thinking he was about to get his wish. May began to paint, but instead of a palace, she painted a great mountain, tall and steep, with the landlord standing on top. As soon as she finished the painting, the mountain became real, just like all her other creations. The landlord found himself standing on top of a towering mountain, far away from his riches and his lands. He cried out in anger, but it was too late. The mountain was so tall and steep that there was no way for him to climb down. May took back her paintbrush and returned to the village, where she was greeted with cheers and gratitude. The village thrived under her care, and the people lived happily, knowing that May would always use her gift to help those in need. As for the landlord, he remained on top of the mountain, where he had plenty of time to think about his greed and the harm it had caused. And while he was there, the villagers lived peacefully and prosperously, their lives forever changed by the kind heart and magic of the little girl named May. And so, the village was filled with joy and color, and May's name was remembered for generations as the girl who used her gift to bring goodness and light to the world. The end. Once upon a time, in a land where rolling meadows met deep, whispering forests, there was a small village named Harmonia. The village was known for its enchanting music that filled the air with joy. Every evening, the villagers gathered around the great oak tree in the village square to sing and play instruments, creating a melody that echoed through the land. But one winter, a great silence fell over Harmonia. The once melodious songs faded into an eerie quiet. The villagers tried to play their instruments, but no sound came forth. The heart of their music, the magical lyre of Leora, had vanished. Without it, the village could not play its beloved music, and despair began to settle in. In the heart of the village lived a brave and kind-hearted girl named Elara. She was known for her love of music and her gentle spirit. Elara decided she would find the missing lyre and restore harmony to her village. One snowy morning, Elara set out on her quest. She ventured into the Whispering Forest, where the trees were said to hold secrets and magic. She carried with her a small pouch of enchanted berries given to her by the village elder. These berries, when eaten, would light her path if she found herself in trouble. As Elara ventured deeper into the forest, she encountered a wise old fox with fur as white as snow. The fox looked at her with curious eyes. "Why do you wander in these woods, brave child?" the fox asked. "I seek the lyre of Leora," Elara replied. "It has been stolen, and our village has lost its music." The fox's eyes softened. "The lyre you seek is guarded by the enchanted dragon of the northern peaks. To retrieve it, you must complete 3 challenges that test your heart and spirit." Elara nodded, determined to face whatever lay ahead. The fox gave her a map of the forest and pointed her towards the first challenge. The first challenge was to cross the River of Reflection, a mystical river that mirrored not only one's appearance but their true self. Elara approached the river and saw not only her reflection but also the fears and doubts she carried within her heart. She took a deep breath, faced her inner self with courage, and crossed the river by acknowledging her fears and moving past them. Next, Elara reached the Field of Echoes, where her voice was challenged by a chorus of echoes that repeated her words back in confusing ways. To find her way, she had to speak with honesty and clarity, letting her true intentions shine through. Elara sang a heartfelt melody, her clear and sincere voice cutting through the echoes and guiding her to the next path. Finally, Elara arrived at the Cave of Stars, where the enchanted dragon dwelled. The dragon's scales glittered like a night sky, and its eyes glowed with ancient wisdom. The dragon spoke in a deep, rumbling voice. "To retrieve the lyre, you must answer this riddle," the dragon said. "I am not alive, yet I grow. I don't have lungs, yet I need air. I don't have a mouth, yet water kills me. What am I?" Elara thought deeply and then answered, "A fire." The dragon's eyes sparkled with approval. "You have shown wisdom and bravery. The lyre of Leora is yours to take, but remember that its power lies not only in its music but in the harmony it creates." The dragon handed Elara the lyre, and its strings shimmered with a soft, golden light. Elara thanked the dragon and made her way back to Harmonia. As Elara returned to the village, the sky cleared, and a sense of anticipation filled the air. The villagers gathered around the great oak tree, and Alara placed the lyre in its customary place. She gently strummed its strings, and a beautiful, melodious tune began to fill the village. The music was more enchanting than ever before, and the villagers felt a wave of joy and relief. The lost melody had been found, and the village of Harmonia thrived once more under the magical music of the lyre. Alara's bravery and determination were celebrated, and her story became a cherished tale in Harmonia. And so, the village continued to sing and play their enchanting melodies, forever grateful for the return of their beloved lyre and the harmony it brought to their hearts. Once upon a time, in a serene kingdom surrounded by rolling hills and lush meadows, there was a village known as Luminera. This village was famous for its beautiful gardens, where flowers bloomed in vibrant colors and fragrant herbs filled the air with their sweet aroma. However, there was one garden that was shrouded in mystery, the Moonlit Garden. The Moonlit Garden was said to be enchanted, blooming only under the light of a full moon. According to legend, its flowers possessed magical properties that could grant a single wish to anyone pure of heart. The garden, hidden at the edge of a great forest, was protected by an ancient spell and could only be entered by someone who truly believed in its magic. In Luminera, there lived a young girl named Mira. Mira was known for her kindness and gentle nature, often helping her neighbors with their gardens and tending to the sick animals she found in the forest. Despite her humble life, she had a dream of exploring the moonlit garden and discovering its secrets. One evening, as the full moon rose high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the land, Mira noticed something unusual. A soft, glowing light seemed to be guiding her toward the forest. She felt a sudden surge of hope and decided to follow the light. As she ventured deeper into the forest, the moonlight grew brighter, and the path became clearer. The trees seemed to whisper encouraging words, and the air was filled with the scent of blooming flowers. After a while, Mira arrived at a hidden gate, adorned with intricate silver vines and moonflowers. With a mixture of excitement and trepidation, Mira touched the gate. To her amazement, it slowly creaked open, revealing the moonlit garden in all its splendor. The garden was bathed in a gentle, ethereal light, and the flowers glowed with a magical luminescence. Their petals shimmered in shades of blue, purple, and silver, creating a breathtaking panorama. Mira walked into the garden, her heart swelling with wonder. As she explored, she found a beautiful, shimmering flower at the center of the garden. It was unlike any she had ever seen, with petals that seemed to change colors with every movement. Suddenly, a soft, melodious voice spoke from the flower. "Welcome, Mira. I am Celine, the guardian of the moonlit garden. Your kindness and pure heart have brought you here." Mira's eyes widened in awe. "I've always dreamed of exploring this garden. What should I do?" Celine's petals fluttered gently. "You have been granted the privilege of making one wish. Think carefully, for it must come from a place of true selflessness." Mira closed her eyes and thought about her wish. She remembered the villagers who had fallen on hard times, the animals that needed care, and the loneliness she sometimes felt despite the beauty around her. She realized that her true wish was for the happiness and well-being of everyone she loved. With a deep breath, Mira spoke her wish. "I wish for the well-being and happiness of my village and everyone who lives in it, so that we may all thrive together." A soft glow enveloped Mira, and the moonlit garden seemed to pulse with warmth. The flowers swayed gently, as if in approval, and the light from the garden spread out into the world. When Mira returned to Luminera, she found that the village was transformed. The fields were lush and green, the crops abundant, and the animals healthy and happy. The villagers, too, seemed more joyful and united. The garden's magic had not only improved their material lives but had also brought a renewed sense of community and togetherness. Mira's selfless wish had made a profound impact, and she was celebrated as a hero in her village. Yet, she remained humble, always helping others and nurturing the community's newfound harmony. From that night onward, the villagers would often gather under the full moon to admire the moonlit garden's beauty, knowing that its magic had brought them closer together. And Mira, with her pure heart and generous spirit, continued to be a shining light in the lives of everyone around her. And so, in the kingdom of Luminara, where the moonlit garden's magic thrived, they all lived happily ever after.